What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome, in fact, to Rockin Robbie Live here on a Sunday night. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups, if you whatever. Welcome to the show tonight. We got a great show planned. We took off last week, but we're back in full force tonight. We'll be talking about our favorite comic books from last week. We'll be talking about free comic book day books. We'll be talking about the upcoming comic books in this week, including the DC Comics sneak peek. DC's got new books out this week. I've read them. I'm going to share my thoughts. We're going to be talking about 3 movies. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on 3 movies I've watched in my absence here on Rockin Robbie Live. The Suicide Squad, The Green Knight, and The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. A movie recommended to me by Bullseye Bob. So station everybody and station Bullseye Bob. We'll be doing a little bit of show and tell. We'll be talking about the first episode of What If from the Marvel Cinematic Universe animated series. All that and more here on Rockin Robbie Live. How's everybody doing? Just want to point out real quick, first of all, you can follow me on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, you might as well join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. In fact, we got the very first Horror Fest movie poll going on right now. Get your voice in, though it looks like 28 days later is smoking it. Seriously. Check out our website at popculturephilosophers.com. Links and everything, including merch links, down in the description below. You can support the channel with the super chat or over at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there. Thank you all for your support. Just being here, just liking, just sharing, just talking, just getting involved in the chat is good enough. Because y'all are the best support that we have. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a great weekend, a great free comic book day. What's up, TM Nerdy? Noodle Meat 1490. Jesse Station. Barry. Who's Barry Comics? Perry Station. What's up, Eric? What's up, Fable Station? What's up, Reverse Amoeba? John. Kirby. Nova 69, dudes. Spider-Girl 69, dudes. Chamorro Cinema. What's up, Manny? How are you doing? I hope you all checked out the finale of Action Fest, which was the Fast and Furious franchise. I think that was the best attempt we've ever done at doing like 10 movie reviews all at the same time. That was really good. I love how Fast and Furious 9, my bad, F9, the Fast Saga, I love how it broke Manny. Y'all need to check it out. It's great stuff. Hell yeah. What's up, Cirilla? Sleepy Reader 666, what's up? Y'all talk about me and my long streams. This dude was on for 3 hours today. Check it out. What's up, Comics Will Break Your Heart? Jennifer Station. What's up, Tacky? What's up, Bobby? What's up, Reggie? How's everybody doing? Hell yeah. I hope y'all had a great free comic book day. Jamar's still recovered, Manny, from Fast 9, F9, the Fast Saga. What a weird sequence of names for the Fast and Furious movies. But Action Fest is over, and of course, we're all looking forward to Horror Fest right now, so join the PCP Army on Facebook so you can vote in that poll, and it just seems like it's going to be 28 days later. Which is fun, because tonight we're talking about our top 5 favorite Danny Boyle films, as promised by me earlier in the year, allegedly. Station, drinks up. All right. What's coming up here on the channel? Let's see. First of all, we got David Pepose coming back on the show Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. He's about to launch the Kickstarter for the OZ issue number 2. It's a fantastic comic book. It's kind of like The Wizard of Oz meets a war film. It's really good, the first issue, so I'm really pumped for the second. It's the second of 3. They're kickstarting it, and David's going to be joining us on the channel for the second time Thursday night. No PCP movie night this week. We're off for 2 weeks, but we do got Horror Fest on the way. There is the full-on lineup, including the shows with Dylan's Horror Show. That is a fantastic lineup, if I do say so myself. Speaking of Dylan's Horror Show, we'll be doing the Jeepers Creepers movies this week with Big Herm Collectibles. Very excited for that, I guess. I've never seen those movies. And do be sure to check out every Friday or Saturday morning my video over at Gem Mint Collectibles. We share our top 10 comic books of the week. The newest week, that came out on Saturday, so definitely check that out, everybody. We now pause for station identification. And we're back. What's up, everybody? So we got a whole lot of stuff to get into tonight, but this show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, your analysis. Throw it out there. What do you want to chat about? How are you doing? What's up, Ben? Hey, Big Herm's in the building. What's up, bro? Dank Comics in the house. Station, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're rocking and rolling on a Sunday night with Rockin Robbie. Whatever. All right, but while you guys get your thoughts, whatever you want to talk about, what's the first topic you guys want to get into? What you guys, gals, and everybody else, what do you want to throw out? And we'll go into the first 6. We're going back to the Blu-ray collection because since we last did this, I've added substantially to the Blu-ray collection, so we're just doing it again. So we're going through my Blu-ray collection. This is the first time that we're doing this revisit. So here we go. Very funny. 28 days later is the first Blu-ray. This is the current lead, by far, in the PCP Army Audience Choice Movie Poll for Horror Fest 2021. 28 days later. Then we got 2001: A Space Odyssey, one of my personal favorite movies. I love this film. I can watch it all the damn time. I don't know quite where to put this one. I would put this one in the M's, but it's got an S in it, so I just put it in 4. Because it's 4 film favorites, Blades and Battles collection. But it's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Mortal Kombat Legacy, and Spawn. All in one little Blu-ray package. It was super cheap. I was like, got to. Akira. Favorite of mine right there. Here we got the Alien Anthology. That's got the 4 Alien films. The first 4, the Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. Sure. Really nice package. It's got lots of cool stuff in it. It's kind of like it's in a book. So, it's nice, heavy-duty slip there. And then we got American Werewolf in London. Now, last time we did this Blu-ray go-through, I had this like very substandard Blu-ray edition of this. I've since got the Arrow release. So there you go. Lots of special edition stuff. Look at that. What? It's like a book right there. Anyway, first 6 brought to you by Arrow Video. Sure. What's up, Mars? What's up, Deontay? Should do a Friday movie. 1995 Ice Cube, like a Friday movie review. Oh, we've done it twice. We've done Friday twice. It was actually like the very first movie review we ever did as Pop Culture Philosophers was Friday. And then we revisited it in our 5th year, which was last year, and we actually did Friday and next Friday as a double feature. So definitely check those ones out. What is a Rockin Robbie Dank? Is this even real? Who even knows? Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. It seems that Aftershock books are going to be all $4.99. Wondering if this is the beginning of that becoming the base price for new comics. That's an interesting idea, Sleepy Reader 666. And everybody sub up to Damien's channel because he does lots of cool stuff there. I don't know, like, I definitely don't think that $5 should be the average price of a floppy comic, for sure. And it probably actually is the average price, maybe, I don't know. If you really consider how many $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, $9.99 books we're getting all the time now. So, I mean, you add an extra page count, that's one thing, but like, what is the purpose? What is the, not the purpose, but what is the quality of those extra pages? You know, like in a lot of these DC books that are $4.99, they got this backup story that most of us have quit reading. We've mostly quit reading them, you know? So it's hard to kind of justify comic books being, I mean, comic books are too damn expensive. I don't know what the answer is supposed to be there, because it's not that they're paying the creators too much. It's not that printing costs are that expensive. I don't really understand why. They're giving a subpar product, meaning the quality of the paper and sometimes the quality of the stories. Now, overall, I think the industry's got some really great stories and great ideas, better than most other media out there, like TV and film even. I think that the comic books have got some really original, really cool, and diverse content that's all over the place, not just superhero stuff. And I think that stands true, but at the same time, it's becoming a bit more expensive. Now, Aftershock's been doing some of that great, like, those great ideas that you're getting. The recent Aftershock books that have impressed me, Beyond the Breach, we got a second issue of that one this week. We Live is one everybody likes. Undone by Blood by them has been pretty good. I didn't like the second arc as much as the first one, but I thought the first arc was super strong. Cullen Bunn does great stuff over there, and there's tons that I'm forgetting. Like Dark Arc was a Cullen Bunn one I loved. So where I don't know. It's like at first they were doing this experiment, $4.99 cardstock cover. Okay. It seems like most people, we as an audience, have proven that we will pay $1 more for a cardstock cover, more so than we would $1 more for 8 extra pages of story that are not relevant to the main story. That's the difference. Maybe if there was 8 extra pages to the full-on story, do we have to change it? Yeah, here's the problem. They won't add the pages to the actual story because then they have to interrupt the artistic flow a little bit more often than they do. And let's be honest, the big two interrupt that artistic flow a lot. Do you remember back in the day when there was a consistency in the art on a book that is very much rarely seen anymore? So I don't know. I don't know what it would take because one artist probably couldn't do a 28, 30-page comic book monthly. I mean, plenty of artists probably could, but not the ones that are being hired, in particular by the big two, to do it. I don't know. Comic books are too expensive, though. For all that to say that. Hey, we got a super chat there from John. What's up? Let's start the night with a bang from your friend Spelio. That's right. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, what's up? Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters, and he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with the fire starter and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. BPRD. Thank you so much, Spilio Station. Your super chats keep the dream alive. Thank you so much. All right. Let me back up a little bit. I'm just going to go. Just spin the wheel. Comics Will Break Your Heart says, I just want to make sure most of that goes to the creators. Unfortunately, it doesn't. When it comes to DC and Marvel, that's just not it. They're work for hire. They get paid once. Like, there are certain people that get paid certain things for big things, but the comparison, the ratio to how much, like the IP gives, say, Disney, Marvel Studios or whatever, is very, very lacking in the people that do get a crumb of the pie. So, no, most of that cost, as far as we're talking about the big two, and I'm pretty sure when it comes to Aftershock, now I don't know what the contract at Aftershock or something is like, so I don't know all of those ins and outs, but I don't know. It's comics too expensive. They are. If they got to figure out a way to kind of, I don't know. Everybody, a lot of people will talk about like why is it so hard to get into comics, or why can't we get more people into comics? And they start citing this reason, that reason, this reason. And maybe one of the reasons is that it's relatively expensive. Like I remember one of the first time, for instance, Justin, remember the Excitable PCP crew. He was like, yo, I want to get into comics. What's going on? And I was like, yo, there's this Avengers run just starting by Jonathan Hickman. He's a great writer. I think it's going to be dope. And I think you'll enjoy it. So he's like, hell yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. He bought the first issue. He went home. He sat down. He had a bourbon. He read it. And he was like, well, that was it? That was really short for what I spent. And he said, he was like, I'll just wait till it's done. And so thus the trade wait scenario. However, somebody like Justin just never, he's still trade waiting. You know what I'm saying? He's still waiting. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. And Aftershock doesn't have extra pages. Maybe the price of the paper is going up too. That could be a big deal with what's going on right now. We have all kinds of shortages that have been starting to really hit randomly in different industries from all of the disturbance over the last year. So definitely something maybe that's a big part of it. Patrick's Garage 94 wants to know, anyone get the free Comic Book Day Turtle 4-pack? I saw it, thought it looked a little bit boring, and I try to lean more vintage nowadays. So I didn't get it, but we had them at my shop, and we sold plenty. People were really down with them. They look really cool. Dank says, it's that the publishers are not looking at growth, only sustainability, what the audience it already has. Well, Dank, I will say that there is something to look into. What the audience that you have right now, what is it that they like about the books? What is it that they like about this industry? And that is something to hone in on, because comic book fans, we're not some random group of people that are not like anybody else, you know? Like, there's a lot of crossover appeal and just like the sense of the flow. And I'm not talking about the vocal 5% or whatever it is, you know? Like the people that are like out there on social media and Twitter, like on all sides of things, just like screaming and hollering and hooting and yelling. I'm talking about those of us that just read comics and for the most part kind of ignore that kind of stuff, right? We just want to read comics and we just want to kind of enjoy them, right? And so like, what is it that keeps people in the industry? What is it? You know, it's a combination of something that cinema has as far as scope. It's something that television has as far as episodic episodic chapters of an ongoing story. But there's something special about it. It's a bridge between reading and the cinema and the small screen, right? And I don't know, but there could be a better way to kind of package it probably nowadays, but more so than the packaging, I would say like I understand that we want to get new people, but we also got to, in order to get new people, you got to understand what makes it click with the people that are in it right now. How can Spawn afford to be cardstock and still be $2.99? Noodle Meat, it's because Todd McFarlane's the GOAT. He's calling out Marvel and DC. He's calling out the rest of the indie publishers. He's been doing that for 30 years, right? Pretty much. So, and they've not really ever responded, you know? Spawn's never always been, I should say, Spawn has not always been the highest quality book as far as story, but it's always been a poppy book. It's always been a sensational book. And it's pretty freaking solid right now, I'll be honest with you. And, yeah, cardstock, good paper quality, $2.99. Just saying. People will still buy comics, but are going to become a little bit more selective. Maybe that selectivity will help the industry. Maybe if we stop buying the comics that we don't like, if we stop buying the events, maybe they'll stop doing them. If we stop buying all those meaningless tie-ins, maybe they'll stop doing them. Shit, maybe I should stop covering it. That being said, really pumped for whatever the big DC new event's going to be. Is there a crisis on the horizon? What an interesting idea, but I don't care. I'm sold. I'm that sucker. If we knew it was going to be raising pay for creators, it'd be easier to swallow. Yeah, but the problem is they just don't care about the creators, I think. And it's sad because I do. That's something interesting about the whole Substack stuff, right? Mara says, yeah, just stop reading so many of those backup stories. Just not that great. Let's see. All right, we dropped all the way down. That just happened. Okay, Kirby says, I've been ordering Scout comics for my bookshop. And it's been paying off, introducing new folks to comics, indie comics in particular. Scout's cool because none of their stories are the same. And they have high quality paper. And they have high quality, like they're not all the same quality. And they have a children's line that's like $2.99, the Scoot or whatever. And they're trying to do something with digital. They're trying to do something with the digital market where you can sell digital comic books at comic shops. It's like comic tags or something. And there's this like machine that dispenses them or something. So it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but that being said, Scout is actually got some really good books. And they're a really great company to work with, both as a YouTube channel and as a retailer. I can say that I really like Scout Comics a lot, just as a company. They're pretty freaking solid. AJW says, Spawn also is not throwing identity politics. Okay, 35 years of continuity with care. Oh, okay, we're talking about the Tim Drake's thing. Okay. Why did I not even think that would come up for some reason? Here's my thoughts. Obviously, I've been on record many times saying Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. And so they've done this thing where Tim Drake is kind of exploring out his sexuality a little bit more and trying to understand some things. And I've heard questions and thoughts and concerns and all that kind of stuff, right? And the idea that he just randomly broke up with Spoiler, and that's a relationship that a lot of us kind of really like. And okay, first of all, nothing changes for me with my appreciation of Tim Drake, okay? Saying that Tim Drake was the first Robin to really want to be Robin. He was the first Robin to like figure out that Bruce Wayne and Batman were the same person. He's the best detective out of all of the Robins, and he was the first Robin to wear pants. Tim Drake's always been my Robin. I mean, I'll be honest. I started reading Batman comics in 1989. There's something happened in 1989 that really sparked my interest in buying Batman. What was that? Oh, it was a fucking movie. Yeah, Tim Burton did this little known movie called Batman. And so Tim Drake has always been my Robin. I love that character. And so here's the thing. Are they throwing away 35 years of continuity? You can think that if so, and if so, that's you're right to think that. I personally just go, I don't have this experience, but I've known plenty of people that have later on in their life, and Tim is not that old, but have later on realized certain things about themselves as far as their sexuality or their identity goes. And I understand that that's a real thing. And so like, it's not like you just understand exactly who you are. None of us are who we are. Like if you look at yourself at 13, if you look at yourself at 18, you look at yourself at 29, look at yourself at 36, look at yourself at 45. Luckily, I haven't gotten to 45 yet. I don't know why I said luckily. I'm not ageist or nothing. I'm just saying, we want to stay young as long as possible. But no, I'm not the same person I was in any of those points of my life. Lots of factors of my identity and my thinking and my process have changed. So I have no idea. I have no problem with that either. It's just, the idea is that they use the character Bernard, and like the fanboy inside of me is like, that is not, because Bernard's a character from the Bill Willingham run. And I was just like, no, that wasn't there. That's the only thing that bothers me is like, no, that wasn't there. That's the only thing that bothers me. I don't care. Honestly, I mean, I think it's cool. The people that are really excited about it, the people that are unhappy about it, I guess that's cool for you guys. I have no idea, but it's all right, I guess. I just want some good Tim Drake Robin stories, and I feel like those have passed us a long time ago. I think the last really good one was James Tynan's Detective Comics run from the Rebirth era was fantastic on the Tim Drake stuff. But those are my thoughts on the Tim Drake thing. Is it out of the character? Is it throwing salt in the face of continuity? I don't think so, because this is an experience that people have, and so, I'm down with it. We'll see how they just keep the story interesting. It's not that, to be honest, the sexuality of Tim Drake was never the thing that enticed me the most about why I love that character. Is because he was the first Robin to wear pants, and I always respected that. I was like, if I was going to go out there and fight crime with Batman, I wouldn't do it in like little Namor's pixie swimming trunks. What's going on there? I have no idea. But just give me some good story, and I'm cool. Hey, is Jelani in the house? What's up? He says, Tim Drake is bi-curious, and that is okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're going to lead into the idea that he is bisexual, and that's fine. I think that's cool. For a long time, you know, when we talk about inclusion, we talk about all this kind of stuff, representation or whatever, like, you know, having gay and lesbian characters, and that was always, that's been kind of treading along pretty well, I think, since the 90s at a certain kind of rate, right? And, you know, for a long time there, like, it was transgendered people or bisexual people, like, you know, there's a lot more there than just gay and lesbian. So, I think it's fine. I think it's cool. Just give me a good Tim Drake Robin story. That's all I care about. Just give me a good Tim Drake. I mean, Tim Drake's the best Robin. Period. This doesn't change anything for me. Comics Will Break Your Heart says, Tim Drake is now a bi icon, and I'm here for it. Station. That's cool. One thing I will say is this. Mitch Garrett's tweeted out, oh, Tim Drake's finally interesting. Okay. Tim Drake's always been interesting. Tim Drake's been the best Robin since he was Robin. I'm telling you. He had the only Robin ongoing series that lasted over 100 issues. Tim Drake's the best Robin. Tim Drake's the best Robin. And I'm glad now that he's a bi icon. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Substack is really rough for the physical comic stores. I don't see myself subscribing certain writers, but I have no problem picking up issues from those creators. Well, with the Substack stuff, let's go ahead and get into it. Substack. So Substack is a pay for a newsletter type service. Okay, and they first kind of made their waves. I watched a video of it was Comics by Perch and Thinking Critical together, and they were talking about it. And that's where I learned that they first went to the journalism side of things, and so I guess like journalists that people liked and followed and respected their opinions and their thoughts, they brought them over to that platform for a pay per month subscription type thing. It's like Patreon. So, like, if you have a writer you really like, you pay that writer, you subscribe to that writer, and you get their newsletter, right? So they adapted it to work for comics because you can send out PDF pages of comics in a newsletter. And so that's what this is. And they got a lot of money right now, and they're trying to pull some people over. And Perch, I think, was talking about how he thought it was because they're trying to, like, grow, and it's hard to grow this model, so they're trying to expand out. So basically what is happening is this. They've made waves because they pulled the creators of Spider-Man, X-Men, and Batman away. So Jonathan Hickman, Nick Spencer, and Jason Tynion. Or James Tynion. Who's Jason Tynion? That's his cousin. But anyway, and so what's going to happen is that they have newsletters. All right, so you're going to get subscribed to their newsletter. And you are going to get their new creator-owned material, which is 100% owned by them. Substack won't have a part of that, but they do obviously take a cut of that subscription fee. But they also lured some of these people, these big names, over by giving them really good grants. I have heard ridiculous numbers as far as what some of the people may have gotten. Like, very ridiculous numbers. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think you could win somebody over with like 50 grand, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so James Tynion quit Batman. He quit Joker. He was already probably planning on not doing so much superhero work because he's making a name for himself on creator-owned material. And right now, what a lot of these people that are creating these comics, what they want to do is, and it's the model that they have, is they want to go into the big two, have some successful indie work, and then be able to work out of the big two, and then maybe pick up a property that's going to get optioned. Because even if, say, a TV show doesn't get made, or a movie doesn't get made, or if a movie flops, or a TV show doesn't make it past season 1, getting like, I don't know, like 500 G's to like option your property for a television show or a movie is pretty freaking awesome. You know, right? So, not bad for an idea. So, Tynion was already on this route, and he's still working at DC. He's still going to do Nice House on the Lake. He's still doing DC versus Vampires, and maybe something else beyond that is just freelance work for hire. He turned down the exclusive contract. He did not turn down work at DC. He turned down the exclusive contract. He's not exclusive to Substack. Neither is Jonathan Hickman. Neither is Chip Zdarsky. Neither is Scotty Young. But they are all doing their own thing over there, right? The problem here is this. When the cable company all started freaking out because Netflix started taking over, and then all of a sudden everybody started doing streaming services, and everybody goes, well, now subscribing to all these streaming services is more expensive than cable was. Okay, well, we can look, and we were talking about earlier the expensive comics. We can look and be like, dude, all of these comics are expensive. Now imagine, if you will, that you could pay $7 or $8 to a creator and you get all things James Tynion. Now that's not what's happening here. You're just going to be getting his stuff that he chooses to put on Substack. The first one is Blue Book with Michael Avon Oeming. Very excited about that. It's going to be super UFO-centric, teen dog shadesy. I'm very excited to see what that book is going to be. But I don't personally want to pay $7 a month for that because $7 a month is my Disney Plus. Or $7 a month is half of my one Blu-ray I want to buy that month. Or $7 a month is a third of a Transformer I want to buy that month. Or $7 a month is 2 physical comic books that I want to buy that month with my subscription discount or something like that, right? So that is, to me, the issue there. And for instance, the one that really does entice me is Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman is building up this 3 moons, 3 worlds thing, right? And I'm going to be ranting for a minute here. But he's building up this 3 moons, 3 worlds thing, and he's doing it like a jam session concept album type thing. And he's got Mike Huddleston and Mike Del Mundo on the artwork, and that's fantastic. And he's going to let us be a part of the world building as it slowly progresses and becomes bigger and larger in and of itself. And he's joined by Teenie Howard. He's joined by Ron V. And he's joined by Al Ewing. I really like Ron V. Teenie Howard's pretty decent. Al Ewing's pretty decent. So with Hickman, and I think this is the team that Hickman thinks these are the next big level ideas. And he's building out this world with these artists, but also with these writers. And it's going to be very complex. We're going to see the ins and outs of everything. And Teenie Howard is doing the magical systems of this concept, and I think Ron V's doing the monetary systems of this whole concept, and Al Ewing's doing the religious systems, right? And that's really a cool idea. $8 a month. Here's the thing. I've been through the Hickman gambit before. He's one of my favorite current writers. Hickman, I'm still waiting on Black Monday Murders, Dying in the Dead, Feel Better Now, Frontier. I'm still waiting on these books. Manhattan Projects. Where the fuck's Manhattan Projects? I'm still waiting on these things. Why am I going to give you $8 a month when you still haven't fully delivered on other things that you promised me that I have invested in? That's the problem there. What happens if you go a month or two without getting shit from Hickman? Except for just a fucking newsletter, no comics. Are you satisfied? I don't know. I don't know if I would be. That being said, the one that I'm most likely to join is Scott Snyder's because he's doing a comic book writing course. And I actually think that maybe I should do that because I've always wanted to write comics. I find it very difficult to find the time to write comics, but if I took a class led by Scott Snyder that I was paying for, $7 a month, and he's about to cap it, I think, so maybe I need to make this decision soon, it would probably actually force me to write a little bit. I don't know. What do you think about Substack? I want to know. This is what I'm saying. Comic books are expensive right now. And it's a nice idea if you just subscribe to, say, Jonathan Hickman, you get some his content. But you're not going to get Decorum number 8 from Substack. You're not going to get whatever X-Men shit he's tied into. You're not going to get James Tynion's Nice House on the Lake. You're still going to have to buy those. So it's not like you pay one thing and you get all of them. You have to pay for each and every single one. So if you wanted to follow Chip Zdarsky, Scotty Young, Saladin Ahmed, James Tynion, Jonathan Hickman, Scott Snyder, you want to do all of that, it's going to start adding up and adding up and adding up and more. Soon, you're paying more, I think, for less. It's kind of what we're getting with streaming services right now, right? Physical media, everybody. Have your own collection. That being said, I may check out the Jonathan Hickman one. James Tynion's promised that he's going to reveal his plans behind Batman and the secret dirty dish on DC 5G in his. And I'm like, And here's the other thing, too. I don't know. I'm not a business expert, but I don't think Substack's whole business model is going to like really work in the long run. So I don't fault these creators for taking advantage of it and getting some money while they can and creating some content while they can. But I'll subscribe to the Hickman one, but the first time I don't get shit for a month, I'm fucking done. Here's a good comment. Han says, I don't want separate subscriptions, just the option to buy comics, preferably printed. That's a good one. Here's another option. If there is a digital option, give it a be-all or end-all. Here's the thing. The Marvel Universe has their like comic book digital app. DC's got their app. Everybody needs to get on board with that, and they need to cheapen it up. Like it costs you literally nothing to make these books available to people. And seriously, it shouldn't be $10, shouldn't be $15, shouldn't be $7. It should be like $2 to $3 fucking dollars. Like, if you really care, put up everything you got, DC. Put up everything you got, Marvel, on the digital platform, right? Put it all up on the digital platform and make it like $3 a fucking month. That's cost you nothing to do that. Do it. Create new content if you want to on it, but that's not the purpose of it. How many people would love to just go and binge an era of comics? How many people have like right now? I'm like, I want to just binge the Mark Grunwald Captain America. I would love it if I could just pay $3, have a service, and I would just binge that, you know? And like, now me personally, I want to collect it all, right? So I'm trying to buy them, and like that's a thing, right? So that's the separate thing, but it's just so cool. Like when we had the Essentials, we had the Archive collections, we had the Showcase Presents, we have the Marvel Masterworks, the Epic collections. It's so cool. But those things can get so freaking expensive, the omnibuses and everything, right? And sometimes, even if you're a hardcore collector, it's nice to have a Fantastic Four #5, but isn't it also just as good to be able to pay a very small price and be able to have access to all of this digital comic content while still being able to cheaply fuel your comic book collecting content, because you don't necessarily have to then focus on buying everything you want to read. You then get to focus on buying things you want to have and collect, right? Sleepy Reader says, I'm pretty happy with Marvel Unlimited. Basically $6 a month with the yearly subscription. Here's the thing, though. Not everybody's going to get into the yearly subscription. A lot of people can't afford a yearly subscription because they live paycheck to paycheck, right? So if we could just cheapen it down a little bit, you know? I'm not saying, maybe it is ridiculous to say $3 a month, but isn't like Shonen Jump like that or some shit? Like digitally or some shit like that? I don't fucking know. I'm doing that with IDW TNT on Comixology Unlimited. It's nice to just be able to tread through and be like, you know, oh, I really want to read all the IDW TMNT. So you either got to track down the trades or the hardcovers or wait for an omnibus or track down all the issues. It can be difficult. Certain ones of them become like spec like kind of things, or like spike up a little bit, or just to be hard to find. Collect and read how you like. There you go. Station. Comics Will Break Your Heart says, it's nice to actually read comics and not just collect. I think it's great to do both. It's both. I love collecting. I collect all kinds of weird-ass shit. Action figures, comic books, movies, books, posters, VHS. I love it all. But if you actually got to, you don't have, here's the thing. It's the same thing with like streaming movies. It frees up the option to buy the movies that you actually want. Because that one random occurrence where, say, I don't know, your internet goes out for a night, right? I can say, I want to watch An American Werewolf in London, and I have it. But there's a difference between things you want to have and things you just want to experience. I don't know. I'm facing this with Spawn right now. There's no way I'm going to be able to collect all of Spawn collected so far, right? They got one compendium out with the first 50 issues right there. Those hardcovers are way out of print. And So they're doing another one of these that will take us up to 100. But after that, like, some of them are really freaking expensive. I got to go digital. It'd be nice if I could just, instead of having to buy each issue individually, if I could actually just be like, yo, Image Comics, $2.99 a month. There you go. You got $3 a month for me, and I get your digital backlog. Say, I don't even care if you wait a year to put new content up there. As long as it's all the old content, I think there's plenty to be mined from that old content. What makes Good Will Hunting a good movie? What, to me, makes Good Will Hunting a good movie is that it's about a smart guy who's very street-level smart as well. And a lot of people respond to that because a lot of people think they're street smart and they're book smart. Let's be honest. Most of us are neither. But so it's a character that's easily relatable. Robin Williams does a great job as the motivational kind of character in that film. It's got a love story wrapped in there. It's a little bit of tragedy. It's about rising above and beyond your station in life, and finding your own station in life and carving your own path. And yeah, that's why I think it resonates and why it's so good. I love that movie. At what point does collecting become hoarding? When they're still in bags. Like the bag that you left the store with, when they're still just piling there, and they're just piling and piling and piling and piling, and you're not reading them. That's the difference, my man. Hey, John Peeler, what's up? I'm coming back to collecting. There is nothing like going into a store and getting ideas for something that can blow your mind. It's the romance of the store. Hell yeah. Hey, Mark Brasington's here. Bruh. Burning the candle. The trouble with online streaming platforms with anything is that you do not own the issues, movies, TV shows, and they can get pulled. Owning these means that you have to have them whenever you want to read and watch. That's the difference, though. I think that's what needs to change. Maybe you don't even need to change the price. Maybe the price isn't the biggest deal. Like, I would actually, like, here's the thing. If it was fucking everything, say just a year ago and back, like if I could get all of DC Comics from the 30s, just even if it was just through 2015, I think that's worth $7, $8, $10 a month. Here's the thing, though. I ain't doing it all because I ain't going straightly digital. You know, fortunately, I'm in a position where I don't have to. I'm a retailer. And I'm not a digital guy. I'd rather have the stuff. But here's the thing. Not everything we buy, we want to keep. And some of us just hold on to that kind of stuff, right? So this would help you maybe spend, you got to make it so that you're spending less money, but ingesting more content, right? That's the tipping point that needs to happen in comics for me, where we're spending less money, but getting more. It seems like they're wanting us to spend more and getting a little bit more that we don't really necessarily care about and that nobody asked for. And I think what they need to do is have us spend less and get more. That's what we need to do right now. I don't see Marvel and DC doing that right now. But to your point, Mark, you're right. You don't actually own it. But something like, imagine if you had to buy every movie that you thought about wanting to watch. Now, at the same time, you do that when you go to the movie theater. You're buying that experience or whatever. But like, imagine if you had to buy a Blu-ray every time you just wanted to watch a movie. And all of a sudden, you get all these movies that you just don't fucking want. But the biggest thing is that there's such a back catalog that they could mine. That people want to read. Hey, we got a super chat from Comic Toby 420, $2. Thank you so much. My good buddy Todd McFarlane is hiring. Station. I like that. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let's just go up a little bit and let's see here. Okay. Go Flow Fog. I think. Go Flow Wolf OG. DC and Marvel Comics streaming apps would get so many. Go Flow. What's up, Go Flow? DC and Marvel Comics streaming apps would get so many more subscribers if they were under $5 a month. Collectors aren't going to stop collecting physical comics. I agree. Jelani says, Goodwill Hunting is fantastic. I agree, my man. Zoroak. My favorite pastime, reading floppies and then buying the trade paperback of what I'm likely to reread and then never touch it again. Love it, right? Eric says, 92 peeps in here. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Oh, that was close to 100. I wonder if we could break 100 tonight. Everybody get your friends on right now. What do you think of the recount? I liked it. I never actually read the last issue. I need to read the last issue. Fargate said, for if you pre-order, you get those Spawn books for $1. Yeah, that's why. I mean, I get the compendium, but thing is, I'm like, shit. The thing is, I'm about to hit 100 and go beyond, and I want to hit a point where I'm about to blaze through them. But we'll see. We got Horror Fest coming up. They could make 10 Spawn omnibuses from the entire run, and I would buy every one because that's how I do. Hell yeah, Ryan P. I buy Marvel Unlimited yearly, and it comes out like 5 to 6 months. Yeah, like there's like a 5 to 6 month window there. Best of both worlds, digital and print. That's the thing. Use digital to supplement your reading. Mark McGrath. I just want to fly. I tell you what you really, really want, put your arms. There's a point with any collecting venture that you have to ask yourself, do I own my collection or does my collection own me? I've came to this realization with something in my collection recently, which was Power Rangers merchandise. And I've already started the purge, everybody. Already started it. I sold my Pyramidas. Or is it Pyramid? Whatever. It was. I never opened it. So I was like, I'm selling it. I think with movies, TV shows, I don't care, says Mark, about owning them anymore. But with comics, I do care. Admittedly, not every comic is worth your money. But I want to own the physical comic and or graphic novel. Hell yeah. What's up, Logan? Off this week so you don't need no sleep? Hell yeah, Mark. Yeah, the Gold Ranger Zord. I never even opened it, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I left before I left at the beginning of Zeo. So I don't have that much of an attachment to Zeo. So I think I'm keeping my vintage stuff of Mighty Morphin. I think I'm going to keep that. But everything else is going to go. Purging is good. Make room for new stuff. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're right about that. All right. It's time to talk about some more comic book stuff before we take a break. It's time to talk about our favorite comic book of last week. Last week was a really shitty week, okay? I'm saying that there were some good comics, but there wasn't a lot of really big, good, exciting comics. It was kind of a light week. Me and Jim talked about that. We had some random-ass books in our top 10. That being said, I want to know, what was your pick of the week? Mine was Silver Coin number 5. This one completely done by Michael Walsh. Michael Walsh has been the artist of every issue of Silver Coin. This is an anthology book with a different writer on each and every single issue, but it all revolves around this cursed silver coin. I loved the first issue. I really dug the second issue. The third issue was okay, and the fourth issue, I was like, what? The fifth issue brings it all back together. Michael Walsh doing the solo story, talking about how this coin became cursed. And it's a really great, effective, one-and-done, self-contained horror story. Great artwork, great pacing, great dialogue. There was nothing about this that lost me. There are moments that are genuinely super freaking creepy that felt almost like an A24 film, and I don't even think I can really say that because I've only seen 2 of their films. But I've seen a lot of their trailers. There are moments like where the dude gets kicked in the head. Just I love it. It also just kind of cracked me up, shook me up. Like I said, very chilling moments. The Silver Coin. In, I don't want to say a lackluster week, because the books that I picked for my top 10, I thought were super solid. But let's be honest, it was kind of slim pickings this week. And my pick of the week was Silver Coin number 5. I want to know, what did you think of Silver Coin number 5? And what was your favorite comic book that came out last week? What was your pick of the week? Love that little jingle. Hey, we're at like 92 people again. Everybody, bring your friends in. Get your family on. Get your stepdad. Come on. Let's see. Peace out, John. All right. Officially Unofficial Geek says Batman Urban Legends was the pick of the week, mostly for the Red Hood story. I liked how that Red Hood story ended. I never liked Jason Todd with the guns, wearing the bat symbol. This is a progression of the character that I'm in for. I'm down for a progression in Jason's relationship with Bruce. You can't just keep it the same all the time. It will revert. Let him have an upswing, and then don't worry, Bruce is going to do something to lose Jason's trust again, and Jason will go right back to before. But you got to give us at least the illusion of change. That's what they did at the end there. I loved it. 62 Lefty Blues says, Fight Girls number 2, Frank Cho delivers. Frank Cho delivers exactly what he promises. Hot women being violent and physical in a world plagued by lizards and all kinds of craziness. BJ says, Silver Coin. Tacky says, Hardware, Blacksmith, Bunny Mask. Bunny Mask lost me. I'm glad for the people that are digging it. It's just lost me. Hardware just didn't do enough for me to, get me fully introduced and immersed into this world. I wanted to be, though. I was begging for it. Blacksmith was awesome. Loved it. That's my opinion. Tacky, I'm glad you love those books. D says, Batman 89, just for the nostalgia feel. Keaton illustrated. Hell yeah. Ryan says, Silver Coin might be my favorite series right now. Top 5 for sure. Hey, Joe Corralo's in the house. Station. Joe's going to be joining us at the end of the month for our Wonder Woman New 52 by Brian Azzarello, Cliff Chang, and Company. Comics Revisited episode. What's up, Joe? Joe says, Silver Coin 5 was probably the best book I read last week, but yeah, low bar. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. I'm not trying to say these books are bad, but Silver Coin number 5 I loved, but it wasn't necessarily what I would say typically on my... it was still fine. Yeah, low bar, though. Kirby says, 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton would probably be my pick of the week. That's a fun book. I like that book. The problem is selling it. A lot of people are turned away by the artwork. Chris Schweizer, I think is his name. Did I meet him? No, I saw him at Heroes Con. I didn't meet him. I met Kyle Starks, though. He's a super cool guy. He's the guy that's writing it. But, yeah, that's 6. I really like that book, 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Didn't make my top 10, though, even on this week. Mark says, because I was away last week, I've only read one book, which was I Am Batman. I didn't love it. I might keep reading it due to the fear state because I'm a sucker. I didn't like it either. I don't know. It's just not exciting. I want to like it, but it's just not exciting to me, man. Oh, I didn't read Cinnamon. I think Jen said she likes Cinnamon. Silver Coin might be my pick of the week as well, says Paul. Cinnamon by Behemoth Comics is pretty close second. Hell yes, E-List. What's up, Nick? Batman 89 was a fun blast back to that world. Why is Michael Keaton got graying temples in that book? It feels like Batman Returns hasn't even happened yet. Has it? Where are we? And if Batman Returns has happened, it's not Batman 1989. Whatever. Steph says the We Live free comic book day issue probably is the pick of the week, right? Okay. Yeah, Justice League Last Ride was really good too. And the free comic book day, Red Room. I'm loving Red Room, y'all. Big Herm loved the WWE New Day with Power of Positivity, number 2. Hell yeah. Silver Coin, number 5. Daredevil 33. I like that issue of Daredevil. Thought it was a nice upswing. Mark McGrath. Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. Why do I remember all these Sugar Ray lyrics? Why? Because Sugar Ray's fucking dope. The first 3 albums are good. And the first one, I mean, the one before Floored, the one that was like the one Fly, like that first album, I'm serious. Something like Lemonade and Pancakes. It's not Lemonade and Pancakes. Something, I don't know. What's the name of that album? Somebody let me know. Hey, Mod, you didn't think I was going to put you on the spot. What's the name of that first Sugar Ray album? Something in Lemonade, right? What is it? Mark McGrath says, Fight Girls, Unbelievable Unteens. That was a good book. Eve, that was a really cool twist there. Ordinary Gods, we were shorted, still haven't gotten them yet. What's up, Diamond? What's up, fucking Diamond? Let's see. This man was a lot of fun, actually. It's more like the alternative indies from really small publishers. All right. Big Herm's like, Sugar Ray's good. Like, Big Herm's my buddy. He's just like, don't feel bad. Sugar Ray's good, bruh. Like, I know. Thank you, Big Herm. I do. Did you hear what Eddie Gain done? Graphic novel is really the best thing that came out last week. I don't even know what that is. Thought Mama was pretty great. I liked it too. I thought Mama was good. Probably worked better in a graphic novel format, but. $62 Lefty Blue says, I got shorted Beckstar 2, but have number 1 and number 3. Hate when that happens. 62, if you need one, just holler at me. I'm pretty sure we're still in stock on Beckstar 2. If Sugar Ray is good, then Limp Bizkit is amazing. Yo, I'm just going to say this. Limp Bizkit's $3 bill, y'all. That album's fucking good, okay? I don't give a shit what anybody fucking says. That album was good at the time. And like 98 or whatever, and that album's still fucking good today. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. Judge me if you will. I still love the first Limp Bizkit album. The rest, I will still throw on Significant Other, though, and for the nostalgia sake. And every so often, I'm like, man, this song's actually really good. Like, really, like, In Together Now with Method Man. Like, that's DJ Lethal doing their thing. Like, I was like, it's actually a good song. There's some good songs on that album. But then you get to certain songs like Nookie or Break Stuff, and you're like, why did I love this so much? Is Electra going to be Daredevil for the rest of the year? I'm already ready for her to leave. Oh, man, I'm not. I'm ready for Matt to leave prison, but I'm not ready for Electra to be done with this arc, but probably ending at the same time. It seems like that's just how you would put that together. And it seems like that's where the story's building up to. She's fighting a multitude of Bullseyes right now. Bullseye's kind of like her number 1 villain because he literally killed her. So, probably going to be wrapping up pretty soon. Nick says $3 bill, y'all, is amazing. Nick, thank you. Glad another white guy agrees with me. Agree on that. Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all. I don't know why. I didn't realize Limp Bizkit was still together, but I saw these like pictures coming out over the last few weeks, and he just looks like Fred Durst. I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit that he's doing. It's like the Joaquin Phoenix shit when he was like a rapper. I don't know what's going on. Tomorrow, Cinema says, gonna do the bedtime ritual, fam. Be back later. What he's not letting you know is that the bedtime ritual is listening to one song from Limp Bizkit's $3 bill, y'all, to his daughter, with his daughter. Oh, it was DJ Premier with the Method Man song. Okay, even better. It was Lethal in the video. He's like, sure, I'll pretend it was me. Mark loves Significant Other by Limp Bizkit, the first Limp Bizkit album. You know, if I would have known all this, I would have been like, tonight we're talking about comic books, Substack, and Limp Bizkit. Derek says, picked up the Stray Dogs Crow cover. Going to get it signed at SuperCon. Hell yeah. Old man Fred Durst. Yeah, he's doing the Chris Gaines bit right now, isn't he? Fred Durst directed the Fanatic movie. John Travolta? Did he? Oh, we got to watch it now. We got to watch it now. Fred Durst looks like the guy from the Beastie Boys Sabotage video now. Yeah, maybe he's doing a bit. Maybe this is his Nathaniel Hornblower or whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck Yawk used to do. Ronald saw Limp Bizkit. Love when they opened for Primus. I never saw Limp Bizkit. I wish I would have back in the day. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was into Limp fucking Bizkit. For those first 3 albums. Jesus. Kevin Smith's coming on Family Feud tonight. I wish Steve Harvey still had his honor and would call him out on some shit. I'm just kidding. Damn, Mark. I hate those. Mark says, break stuff, I'm broke, and Nookie, such great tracks. Those are the ones I was talking about. I was like, every so often I got the track. I was like, man. Nookie, come on. I mean, it's fun. But in my so-called... What? Do I own any slabs? I only have one slab. It was gifted to me years ago. I'm not a slab kind of person. I'm not. But I do have a Venom Lethal Protector #1 Gold Foil Edition 9.2 CGC that was given to me as a gift. Jelani says he did direct Fanatic, 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, guess what, Jelani? We're fucking doing it. We're doing it in next year, 2022. We're doing Fanatic. Is that the one where like he's like, yeah? It seems like, is that the one that seemed like it would be a weird stretch? Came out like a couple years ago or whatever. Nookie's a great driving song. You know what's a better driving song? Optimistic by Radiohead is one of the most valued and underappreciated driving songs. But the best driving song that I have personally found is Kickstart My Heart. That's Crew, right? Yeah, that's Motley Crue. Family Values 99. Saw that in Chicago. Hell yeah. Joe says that Fanatic was great. I don't see with Joe. I just don't know what great means. It means is when Joe says something is great, it could mean that it's a very well balanced, nuanced, excellently executed story, or it could just be absolute garbage and trash and just is so fun of an experience. Jelani's like, I'll quit. I won't do Fanatic. I won't do Fast and Furious. What you got against movies that start with the word the letter F? This episode is brought to you by the letter F. Nick from Comic Culture says, Radiohead's one of my favorite bands of all time. Glad another white guy agrees with me on that. Nick's just white guy now. I'm sorry. Liking these things doesn't mean they're great, but they're great to us. Yeah, Mark, I get it, man. You're up late, man. I'm just joshing with you, bro. Another great driving song, too. Here's the thing, man. I mean, there's things I liked in the day. I thought Papa Roach, what was that song? Last Resort? Cut my life in. I thought that song was fucking deep back in the day. And there was what was that? 3 Doors Down song called Loser. I mean, I just maybe wasn't a good spot in my young life, you know? And in your early 20s, it's awkward sometimes. And so maybe it just wasn't a good spot. But I really loved 3 Doors Down's Loser. Getting closer, push me off of life's little ledge, 'cause I'm a loser. Yeah. I saw them like 3 times live in like a period of 2 years. Where are they? Where are they now? VH1 presents. All right, if we do Fanatic, Joe's got to join us. That's the deal. 2022. Oh, Joe says, I saw Radiohead back when W was in office and one of his daughters was there with Secret Service. One guy got kicked out because he got too close to her on the floor since it was general admission. Well, that's an interesting experience. Did they do Hail to the Thief while W's daughter was there? They did Hail to the Thief when I saw him. I saw him, God, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. It's so weird to think about how long ago every big show and concert I've been to seems like so fucking long ago. Because it's been so long because of all this COVID shit, right? Because I used to go to like 2, 3, 4 a year. But we saw Radiohead. Me and Mike saw Radiohead in Phillips Arena in Atlanta. We were literally on the very top row. So they were like super tiny, but it was still one of the best shows I've ever been to. And no, there was no first daughter there. Or second daughter. I don't know. God, your songs were deep cuts and weird stretches. Sum 41. Logan, I have some Sum 41 songs on my playlist that I play at work, my store safe playlist, and one came on the other day. Waiting, love that song. Hey, Ryan, seeing 311 in a few weeks, seen them probably 50 times. Hell yeah, station. I've seen them like 4 times. I want to see them more though. I love them. They would be an annual thing if I could afford it every year. Well, I don't want to waste my time. Come another come. Waiting's one of my favorites. The one is like, oh damn, I still waiting for this life to be fading. All right, what's coming up this week? Let's take a look. We're going to start with Image. And as I go through the list, let me know what you're most looking forward to. Ascender number 18, that's the final issue. I'm looking forward to that. Compass number 3, Home number 5, Homesick Pilots number 8. I'm incredibly looking forward to that. Big fan. Jupiter's Legacy Requiem number 3. Lazarus Risen number 6. Maneaters Cursed number 2. Noctera number 6. Radiant Black number 7. Should I read it? I don't know. It depends on the size of the week. Second Chances number 1 and Time Before Time number 4. Time After Time. And Walking Dead Deluxe number 21. From Dark Horse Comics, we got Black Hammer Visions number 7. The penultimate issue. We also got Killer Queens number 1. It's the new David Boer book. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. Savage Hearts number 2. Tales from Harrow County. Fairfolk number 2. From IDW, we have Bermuda number 2. Really liked the first issue of that. Godzilla Monsters and Protectors number 5. Star Wars Adventures number 8. Believe that's got work from our friend Liana Kangas, so check that out. And Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 7. From Marvel Comics, we have Black Cat number 9. Gamma Flight number 3. You know, I'm getting caught up on Black Cat. I'm really loving it. I think it's one of the better Marvel books out right now. It's getting canned again. Guardians of the Galaxy number 17. Iron Man number 11. Kang the Conqueror number 1. Because that's what we want. A Kang the Conqueror book with like 30 fucking covers. Being facetious. Marauders number 23. Make or break issue for me. Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual number 1. Part of the Infinite Destinies. Moon Knight number 2. Looking forward to that. Really loved the first issue. Sinister War number 3. The penultimate issue. Spider-Man number 14. Star Wars number 16. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 3. Award of the Bounty Hunters number 3. My bad. The Marvels number 4. Warhammer 40k Sisters of Battle number 1. Way of X number 5. X-Corp number 4. And Trial of Magneto number 1. With less covers than Kang the Conqueror. From Dynamite, we have Barbarella number 2. Electric Barbarella. Dynamite Lives number 3. On Sacred 6 number 12. From Boom Studios, we have Eat the Rich number 1. Probably going to be an indie smash for the week. We'll see. Firefly, Brand New Verse number 6. Power Rangers number 10. Save Yourself number 3. And from other publishers, we have Beyond the Breach number 2. We've got Blade Runner Origins number 5. We got The Sumerian Man-Eaters of Zambula number 2. I've been liking those books. Elric Dreaming City number 1. Michael Moorcock, I've never really gotten into his stuff, but there's a Mike Mignola cover here. Extraordinary number 3. God of Tremors is a one-shot from Aftershock. Hollow Heart number 6, the finale of the Vault comic series that I've absolutely loved. Jonah and the Impossible Monsters number 5. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal number 4. Moths number 3, both of those from AWA. Sam and His Talking Gun number 4. Serial number 6. Stanley the Snowman. The Edge number 2. And Exo Manowar number 5. Kind of a light week, to be honest. And the book that I'm most looking forward to, I'll be honest, Homesick Pilots, Moon Knight, and Superman and the Authority. Speaking of Superman and the Authority, it's one of the DC books coming out this week. We'll be talking about those as we come up here in the next bit. Bueller! My friend Bueller, how are you doing, bruh? How was your trip? 2 Comic-Cons back to back? Bruh. And Bueller got to do the Elvira interview. Super jealous, my man. Station. Hell yeah. Bueller's doing big things, y'all. Check him out. I guess there's no Coffee and Comics video tomorrow, huh? Anyway, what are you looking forward to coming up in comic shops this week? Bueller, you're looking good, my man. We're going to take a quick break here on Rockin Robbie Live. But when we come back, DC Comics Sneak Peek, we'll be talking about the free Comic Book Day books. We'll be talking about Suicide Squad, What If, and a whole lot more. Y'all, we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live. I am Rockin Robbie here on Pop Culture Philosophers. We've had a grand old time tonight talking about our favorite comic books of last week. We're about to look ahead this week to DC Comics. We're about to talk about Free Comic Book Day. I guess that's kind of a look back. We'll be talking about What If, the Suicide Squad, and a few other things. So what is up, station, everybody? Thank you for being here on a Rockin Robbie Live. We do so appreciate it. Anyway, you can support us at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP Patriots right there, or you can, of course, do a super chat. We have a super chat I'm about to address, but you can also follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Instagram and on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you might as well join the PCP Army, because right now we got the PCP Army Horror Fest Audience Choice Movie Poll going live, and 28 days later is like by far winning. So if you want to change the tides, there you go. I mean, now's your chance. Do it at the PCP Army. You can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com, and you can follow me on Twitter personally at the Rockin Robbie. So there you go. Coming up here on the channel, what do we got? Let me tell you what. We got David Pepose coming back on the channel Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. He's about to launch the OZ issue number 2 on Kickstarter. We could not be more excited to have David back on the show for a chat about comic books, movies, pop culture, and more. We also got Horror Fest on the way. We're taking off 2 weeks from PCP Movie Night, but when we come back, we're going to be pretty freaking busy, as you can see. And it looks like September 17th is going to be 28 days later. And y'all didn't even want to know about the second poll yet. Dylan's Horror Show rolling on through, though. Saturday evening. Jeepers Creepers? 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I've never seen them. Dylan wants to do it. And then check out every week I do my top 10 comic books of the week now over at Jim Mint Collectibles. Me and Jim share our top 10 comic books. People seem to be digging that video. You should definitely check it out. Also, check me out every Monday morning. Probably not tomorrow morning, though, on Comics with Bueller's Coffee and Comic Show. We appreciate everything from all of y'all. How are y'all doing? Let's see. We had a super chat, so let me go back. I think it was Comic Toby 420. Yeah. Would you rather buy $100 or $100 comics or $100 book? It depends on what they are. If those $100 comics were all part of the Mark Grunwald Captain America run right now, I would get them. If they were all part of a run I was trying to get, if they were all John Byrne issues that I didn't have, say like I don't have his Alpha Flight, I don't have his She-Hulk as comic book form. I have it as an omnibus. It's right there, actually. Let's see what else. I have his Fantastic. I don't have all of his Next Men. If it was every issue of Next Men that I didn't have, if it was every issue of Alpha Flight by John Byrne I didn't have, which is all of them, minus even the Hellboy one, right? I would rather have those. But if it was one really good steal for $100, like a low grade early Fantastic Four I needed, say like maybe double or single digits, it all depends on what it is. But thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Jason. In particular, I'm talking about the NES version of Jason Voorhees. We just had our only Friday the 13th from 2021. I had a pretty fine day, but instead of talking about Jason, we talked about Dom Toretto. And Jason got mad. What did he do in revenge? He set his vengeance on Rockin Robbie and the PCP crew. Excitable they are, but Jason was more excitable than we were. Don't you even know that we thought we were the dudes, we were through, and there's only thing that came through for us, it's Uncle Scrooge. What? That was fun. That was really fun. I'll be honest with you. All right. What's going on? Dominic is excited for Hollow Heart and Beyond the Breach. BTB better not resurrect that kid who was eaten by a monster. Oh, yeah. Story's got to have stakes. It'd be crazy to set those stakes early. You know what I'm saying? I agree, though. No, Kaiser Jose, you did not miss the whole show. We just started the second bit. Thank you, Reggie. Logan's looking forward to Moon Knight number 2, Ether Rich number 1, and Noctera number 6. Hell yeah. Me too. All of those. Yeah, Uncle Scrooge saved the PCP crew from Jason's revenge. Bueller said that Elvira's Kickstarter saw a boost after that interview. I'm not going to lie. I donated to the Kickstarter, but it was before. It was before your interview. They had me at exclusive Kickstarter Elvira comic. I just started reading the Elvira comics. They're really fucking good, man. What's up, Chad? 90 miles from comics is here. What's up, 90? YouTube was, is, and always shall be 90 Station, my man. How are you doing? I'm excited for Ether Rich, too. We'll see what happens. Comics with Bueller says, Robbie, can I post something? Sure. I don't know what that means, but sure. Go for it, bruh. Is it your exclusive Dynamite cover reveal? What is it, my man? Post it. We're oozing with Antissa. Did he just say making fuck? Patient. What's up, everybody? We're having fun tonight, man. While I'm eagerly waiting on Bueller to post back, we're about to get to the DC sneak peek. Post something. I don't know what that means. I have to know, what is Robbie's favorite John Byrne work? Good question. That'd be a good top 5. Damn, that'd be a good top 5 to actually do as a video. Ooh. I'm writing down like a list right now. Y'all, I'm not even going to lie. Honorable mention to Spider-Man Chapter 1. Honorable mention to Spider-Man Chapter 1, okay? Oh, man, I can do a top 10. It's tough. It is really fucking tough. Let me think about it. All right, Fantastic Four. I didn't want to be, like Sorella says, like, Fantastic Four. You know it, Robbie. Yeah, I don't want to just be too obvious because Fantastic Four is my jam. But it is Fantastic Four. But we're... Next Men. Spider-Man Chapter 1. I'm serious as fuck. Namor. She-Hulk. His Superman run. Oh, my God. I got the Wonder Woman books. I'm excited to get into it. Hidden Years is really freaking good too, man. Now, his run on Amazing Spider-Man, not so much. Okay? It was kind of around the same time as Chapter 1, but I really liked Chapter 1. Robbie, do you not like Monstrous? Zach, I read the first issue of Monstrous and kind of skipped over it. It's something I want to get into and do a whole thing on. Oh, shut up. John Byrne's Fantastic Four is my all-time favorite, and She-Hulk. That She-Hulk's really good. I haven't I don't even think I've opened that omnibus yet. I get so nervous because, because Jim's always like, you got to stretch the spine. You got to do it right. You know, they're doing a reprint of this DC 1 million omnibus, and it's supposed to have more additional content that it didn't already have. What the fuck? Homesick Pilots number 8. Bueller, that's a really good pick for the pick. Did you post something? You asked me if I could put you could post what did Bueller, what's your favorite John Byrne run? Is it X-Men? For Bueller, I would think X-Men. Here's the thing. X-Men I've considered, but it's not wholly his vision, right? Almost like it's him and Claremont kind of butted heads towards the ends there, I guess. So the first time I ever did a panel with Chris Claremont, it was a fantastic panel. And he was talking about his relationship with John Byrne. It got asked. I think even I mentioned it, right? And so he had said, like, the thing was we had two guys who for certain thought that they were right, that were working on the same book, that had different ideas. And he goes, the problem was that he was wrong. The second panel I did with Chris Claremont was mostly cool, but there was a moment there. Damn, Bueller's still in Florida. Look at that. What's your favorite John Byrne run ever? I want everybody to answer that right now. That's the bit right now. What's your favorite John Byrne run ever? I'm going Fantastic Four. This Fantastic Four run is fucking fantastic. We got 95 people in here right now, at least what they're showing me. Let's get to 100 tonight. We've only done it one time this year. Wouldn't it be cool if we did it twice? Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Everybody, get your aunts, your uncles, your friends, get your cat's account on. Come on. Let's get over 100 people tonight, at least for 10 minutes. Come on. Lawrence says, Fantastic Four. Super Stick Boy says, Fantastic Four. Tacky says, She-Hulk and Catwoman next week. What? Oh, you're looking forward to Catwoman, and She-Hulk is your favorite John Byrne run. I see. Derek says, Fantastic Four. You know, I can't wait till the Bueller bus happens. Or the Bueller van or whatever. I cannot wait till he makes his way to Huntsville. We're going to take you out, bruh. I don't know who has the best coffee in town. But I know who has the best arcades and pinball machines in town. But I'll find out who has the best coffee, my man. We'll keep you fueled, man. I got a French press. You can sleep on my couch, man. What's going to happen to Bueller's cat? Are you taking your cat with you? Are you going to have a pet? Jelani says She-Hulk is the tops for Byrne for him. Now, I don't want to see any disrespect for Next Men. I think Next Men is next level. I'm going to be that guy. Kaiser Jose says West Coast Avengers. Hell yeah. Big Herm says Fantastic Four. Fable says X-Men. Reverse Amoeba says FF is pretty damn great from Byrne. John Stout says X-Men probably. Paul says X-Men and Fantastic Four. Cat's going to your son or daughter? Probably my son. Well, if they don't want your cat, you can ship your cat to me. I haven't wanted to get a new cat yet because Ariel's become an old, respectable lady. And I don't think she wants a lot of youthful energy, but maybe an older cat would work with her. I do miss the two-cat dynamic, but Ariel's a good single cat. I'm looking at her right now, drinking some water. Hello, Ariel. All right, we're moving on to the next bits. What's up? Tried posting, didn't let me. No worries. Well, damn, mods, where you at? What? I didn't even see anything pop up. Did you try to post a link or something? We're close to that 100 mark. Everybody get me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Dun, 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 dun. Coming up, slamming Cadillac dome. Bum, 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 dum. Bum, 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 dum. All right, it's time for the DC Comics sneak peek, everybody. Here we go. First up, Shazam #2. Not a bad book. Actually pretty good again. You know, like it's from the writer of Teen Titans Academy. I'm not liking that book. But I'm liking the Shazam book. It's not like groundbreaking or anything like that. It's not like too tight into Teen Titans Academy. Basically what's going on is something is messing around with Billy Batson's powers, right? His powers to call on the power of Shazam. And it's because the Rock of Eternity is split into all these different areas. And the first area that he goes to look is Hell. So this is Billy Batson and his friend in Hell trying to find the Rock of Eternity, and it's actually kind of cool. It's like a casino. Oh, where have I seen Hell and a casino in recent years? Oh, yeah, the Marvel Universe, the Damnation, Mephisto, whatever. Aside from that, though, it's actually pretty decent. It's cool. It's an interesting enough mystery. It's only 4 issues, so it doesn't seem like too much of an investment. 2 issues in, it's solid. It's not bad. The Flash is here with issue 773. Jeremy Adams is really doing a good job with Flash. We just had this amazing run by Joshua Williamson. How do you follow that up? Well, you let somebody else come in and do some things. And then you get Jeremy Adams to come in and really define Wally West and his place in DC continuity and lore right now. This is a Wally West book, and it's working. There's some really nice, touching moments here with him and Heatwave. I really like this book. I found it inspiring. The artwork by Will Conrad was okay. It was a bit inconsistent at times. But for the most part, it was pretty solid, and it's a pretty solid Flash run, y'all. Then we got Legends of the Dark Knight #4. This is a story by Stephanie Phillips with artwork by Max Dunbar. Tamara Bonvillain on the coloring. This was an all right issue. So we had that Derek Robertson story, and it was cool. And here's the thing. Legends of the Dark Knight is going to give you a classic feeling Batman story with utilizing classic Batman villains. And that's what this does, and it's okay. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it was a nice one-and-done story, maybe a bit heavy-handed at times. It didn't live up to the 3 issues before, artistically or story-wise, so I think it's okay. I don't know how long this run is planned to go, but it was okay. Like, if you're feeling tired of the new Batman stuff, you just want something classic, maybe check that one out. I don't know. Then we got Catwoman #34, Ram V, Fernando Blanco, and Jordi Belair. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. This is what I love. Ram V can be such a poetical, I should say, a poetic and lyrical and idea and theme-oriented writer. But then Ram can bring that into something like Catwoman, and he can kind of adapt his style into something that still feels distinctly Ram V, but also feels like it's a Catwoman book. And that's what I love. So we got the big climatic battle once again between Selena and Father Valley. I'm loving it. I'm loving the artwork. I'm loving the lyrical callbacks through the language that's being used by Ram V here. Catwoman's super solid and a very undersung. We got 99. We're almost at 100. And a very undersung book from DC right now. Then we got Nightwing #83. The return of Bruno Redondo on the artwork, and I loved it. This is probably the conclusion of the first arc. I really freaking liked it. So Dick Grayson has been given this inheritance from Alfred Pennyworth. He's got like billions and billions of dollars. So he wants to figure out, he's a new wave billionaire. He wants to figure out how he can use this money to do things that are very beneficial to the community, right? And so you got this kind of really interesting narrative going on with Dick Grayson, the revelation that he's got a sister, a long-lost sister, who is in fact the mayor of Bloodhaven, who is in fact in bed with Blockbuster and the criminal element of the city. It makes things complex, but what Tom Taylor's doing is that the relationships and the character remain very true. It's got some very touching moments, and there's some really great action moments. Bruno's artwork is splendid, and it's not Jordi Belair on the coloring. It's Lucas, is it? Who is it? What Lucas? Anyway, the book is freaking fantastic. It's stylish. It's got panache. It really freaking works. Adriano Lucas on the coloring. Fan-freaking-tastic. It's got style. It's good. Nightwing. One of DC's best books. Then we got Batman, Catwoman. Notice all these Batman-centric books. So there's all this controversy because the DC November solicitations, over 50% of the books published are Batman-centric. Meaning counting even things like Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Nightwing, right? Batman, Catwoman, number 6. It's all right. We got these 3 stories going on. Present, past, future. It's starting to get too muddy. We're over 100. Station. It's starting to get muddy. This book was late. It was delayed. Why? It feels like it's Clayman. The artwork feels very rushed and sloppy in this issue. We got the news that Liam Sharp's doing the next 3 issues to get it back on track. The whole point was that they were waiting so they could get Clayman to do all 12 issues. This book feels incoherent, and it's not like it's directionless. It's just like there's 3 stories going on. It's so late that it's hard to keep up with, and it's hurting the book. Outside of that, I think it could ultimately be a nice, like, evergreen Christmas Batman tale. It has the potential, but right now it's not living up to it, I should say. Batman Secret Files, Clown Hunter #1. This is okay. If you're really looking forward to this and you think Clown Hunter is going to be the next big thing, you want more explanation on things, this isn't it. It's all right. Ed Brisson doing the artwork. I mean, the writing, Campe or whatever doing the story. It's just not there. It's all over the place. It's trying to reveal some things about Clown Hunter's backstory and tie it into something new, and it just didn't work for me at all. Then we got Superman Red and Blue, issue number 6. This is the final issue of the series. We got a Sophie Campbell story that's about Streaky the cat. That was fucking awesome. It was amazing. It was such a perfect story about Streaky the cat. We always talk about Crypto. We never talk about the cat. Why? It was, if anybody who owns a cat will understand that story. Matt Wagner did a story I really liked, actually. It was nice to see his style. It felt like, and the story itself was throwing back to an older, pulpier era of Superman, so that was cool. Tom King, Paulo Rivera, their story was decent. It was all right, actually. I thought that was a pretty solid Tom King story. Reg Ogle and Mike Norton. I met him. He's a super cool dude. It was all right. The Darcy Little Badger story was okay with Steve Pugh. The artwork was decent there. But then there's this last story. Why is this? Yeah, that's the Rex Ogle. Yeah, that story was okay. It felt a little like that story. Honestly, the Ogle Norton story felt a little bit like, I don't know how to describe it. It just you'll see what I'm saying. It just felt a little weird. The Darcy Little Badger story was okay, but the Steve Pugh artwork was awesome. So there you go. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, issue number 3. So I like this one. I thought it was good. I really heavily criticized this book on the last issue that Tom King was trying to go against the idea that he's like too sparse of a writer by like overloading the wordage and the verbiage in the book. And but this is true grit with Supergirl in a sci-fi setting, and it actually really started clicking and working for me better in issue number 3. So I liked this. I thought this was a solid issue. So there you go. And then we've got Superman and the Authority number 2. This is everything I want out of Grant Morrison doing a DC comic book. They are consistently blowing me away with their ideas. Michael Hanen on the artwork. Now, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, we got different artists here. We got Fico Ocio. We got Travel Foreman. We got a couple other artists. I was like, oh, no, they've changed artists. It's going to be weird. But what we're doing here is we spent the whole first issue introducing the audience, possibly a newer audience, to the character of Manchester Black, Superman of this era, of this world. What's going on? Why do we need this team? Now we're introducing the team. So there's a Steel story. It's Natasha Irons' Steel 2, I guess we can say. The artwork is by Osio there, and it's amazing. That's a really cool story. There's a bit in there with Midnighter and Apollo. That's really cool. Then there's a bit with the Enchantress. So there's 3 different stories with this framing thing of Superman and Manchester Black trying to fill their team, their version of the Authority. I really liked it. Really great, crazy concepts. The Natasha Irons bit was probably my favorite in the whole issue, but I really liked it. It was my favorite DC comic book of the week, was Superman and the Authority #2, and that was your DC Comics sneak peek. And we're back. What's up? So we got some super chats. We got Mark with £3. Says, here's to 100 in the chat. Yeah, now we're at 117. Holy shit. Here's to 100 in chat. What? Well done to all of y'all. Comic Toby with $5 says, rooting for the Cowboys this year. I see a 3-1 start until Dak Prescott returns. We can have that together all season long. Here's to Mark. Here's to Comic Toby 420. Here's to over 100 people in the chat. Thank you so much. And here's to the fucking Cowboys. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save and or destroy. Not brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had sex with the demon. That wasn't Uncle Scrooge. Now he fights evil and monsters like Jason Voorhees. And he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with the fire starter named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Johan. BPRD. All right, just when I thought we were done, we got Reggie with the big 777 station PCP Army. Thank you so much. We hit over 100. This is the second time this year. I think it's only the second time, right? We only did it one other time. Bruh. Tip your cup up. I'm going to spit something then. This is something I wrote a while ago. I've been rethinking about this, so I may fuck this up. But let's see. Full effect with my friends. Now you know we the dopest. Check how it ends. Your evil seems hopeless. Focus emotions before you end up broken. Choke away the lies, that the truth be spoken. Now that that's said, let's get back to drinking. Dance a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The feeling is sinking. I feel like I am dreaming. Believe me, everything has a hidden meaning. Or it doesn't. I don't have a fucking clue. I'm just contact and I do what I do. So don't be prude and I won't be rude. If you look for someone better, won't find another dude. Don't come through and aggravate me. If you play real, I congratulate thee. Don't act heavy or try to test me now. Take that shit away before you nauseate me. Thanks, everybody. Let me tell you about this dragon man I know. His name is Bowser, Bowser, working every hour to secure the safety of the Koopa Kingdom all over the place. Don't you know he doesn't even try to go too hard on the slow, on the road. He gets stopped all the time. Don't you know this is how he knows it's a pro, because he only gets stopped by Mario. We need to fight for the Bowser. King Koopa don't know what's going on. We need to have that Bowser power in our hearts, man. Destroy the Mushroom Kingdom at last. All right, let's talk about Free Comic Book Day. Thank you all, Station. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. Here's to you. If I could do the Budweiser guy voice, here's to you, PCP Army. But you know what? We don't have friends, and we don't have an army here at PCP. We got family. You can have any beer you want, as long as it's a Corona. If you like Fast and Furious and all that ridiculousness, check out our PCP movie night. My volume can only go so high, Robbie. Am I too low? Are you saying that you just love it that much? Bueller said, I think he said something about finding another dude. Is that correct? That is correct, Bueller. Thank you all. Oh, Lord. Sorella says, Robbie and Bueller have two of the best comic channels on YouTube. Thank you. Station. 2 more likes to get to 100? That'll be the first time that happens during a live stream. We have another reason to celebrate. But let's talk about Free Comic Book Day. Did you have a good Free Comic Book Day? What did you get? What was your favorite Free Comic Book Day? Let us know right now. What was your favorite Free Comic Book Day book? Let me let you know something. Diamond is still yet to get us our Spider-Man Venom Free Comic Book Day, so I actually haven't fucking read that. Now, I've heard some of the things that happened, so we're not going to get into spoilers or anything, but did you have a good Free Comic Book Day? What did you get? What did you like? I'm going to tell you what I got and what I liked. I read these ones. So I got the Unfinished Corner. So this is Wonderbound, which is Vault Comics' all ages imprint, right? Their young adult imprint. So they're doing this. They're going to release these small graphic novels, digest format. And so this was our first look at the Unfinished Corner, which comes out in October. I'm really excited for this book. It's based on Jewish mythology about how when God created the universe, there was this unfinished corner and all the monsters and stuff were put there. So that seemed really cool. Then it's got a little bit about verse. That seemed interesting. Sam Beck, who was the artist on the Necromancer and Songs of the Dead series, that was really cool. But I also really like the Rassle Castle thing in here, which is really cool. So Unfinished Corner, really cool, all ages. Definitely something, if you pick this up or if you get the chance to get it, this is all ages friendly. This is really, really cool. And notice something about the Free Comic Book Day books this year. And I'm sorry, usually I do a read through way early and do a video before, but I didn't this year. The green logo is all ages. The blue logo is kind of like middle ground, and the red logo is mature. So speaking of that, I got Treese. This is like, I don't know if this is a manga. I don't know where it comes from. It's interesting. I guess there's a Netflix anime coming out for it, or an animated series or something, but I don't know. I tried to read this one, but I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I tried to get into it. It just wasn't working for me. Then, of course, I got the We Live The Last Days. This was decent. This was cool. It was a little bit long for a Free Comic Book Day issue, but I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the artwork was great. I'm excited to dive back into the We Live world, even though I was like the only person who was like disappointed by the end of the first arc, but you know, whatever. Enter the House of Slaughter. This was a big one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So this does have mostly reprint material, but I love how it's focusing on that one character. Is it Aaron? It was cool because it showed you a little bit of new information, but it showed you all the bits that were from his perspective. And I thought it was a really nice touch, and it would be a really nice treat to read this when you're this far along in Something is Killing the Children. The Batman Special Edition. So this reprinted the I Am Batman by John Ridley, which wasn't really much to talk about, but it had a really nice beginning story by James Tynion and Jorge Jimenez. The artwork was great. It's kind of the next little tiny bridge from where we last saw Batman into Fear State, so that's going to be important, but it was the tiniest little bit, so it's worth it for free. Then we got Stray Dogs. This one was cool. It's like a little tiny news story that I really liked, thought was cool. Then a reprint in the first issue, so this was super, super solid. The trade paperback's coming out. We've had Tony Fleece on the channel. He's a friend of the show. We really like his work. Suicide Squad, King Shark, issue number 1. So this, I think this Scott Collins story is like a reprint, right? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I thought it was okay. Then it's got to get Joker in there, which I thought was okay too. Vault released their Vampire the Masquerade. I'm not really that much into this world or this mythology or whatever. I've tried to read this book and it just kind of stalls out for me, but it's really cool that this was available. And I had to pick up the Vault book. Support my homie Nick Barucci over at Dynamite with Vampirilla. Got to pick up the Vampirilla, bro. First of all, the Alex Ross cover. Who doesn't want that in their collection? And I've been really interested in this Christopher Priest run. So this is the first issue, and I picked up the first trade, and we'll get into it. So I didn't get the Spider-Man Venom one, but I did get the Avengers Incredible Hulk one. The Avengers story is setting up more big, enticing things that are to come in whatever Jason Aaron's planning for his endgame of Avengers, which looks like it's leaning into the multiverse. It's interesting. There's a new version of the Masters of Evil that are introduced. That's interesting enough. But the problem is that Jason Aaron's run for me has just been kind of, there are moments where it shines, and moments where it's dumb, and moments where it's mediocre, and it's just altogether not making a really solid Free Comic Book Day issue for me. But then you get to the Hulk run, you get this whole new idea of what Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley are going to do with the Hulk. What is the new direction? How do you do something different, spinning out of Immortal Hulk and make it your own? And it's an interesting enough concept that I'm excited to see how it explores. But by far, my favorite Free Comic Book Day issue, this is my pick of Free Comic Book Day for 2021. Red Room by Ed Piskor. Come on, y'all. You know I love this book. You know I'm a horror fanatic. You know I love what they call, I hate to use this word, torture porn, murder porn, whatever. All that's coming through, but I love it. This book is gnarly. It's out there. It's ridiculous. It's about these snuff films that are live streamed on the dark web. And what I love about the book is that, first of all, it is in your face. It's not holding anything back. It is violent. It is gory. It is nasty. Okay? You see terrible, terrible murder. It's such a horrible murder. You see horrible murders in here, right? And they're streaming it live on the dark web. But it explores who are the people doing this? Who are the victims? Who are the people watching it? Who are the people investigating it? And how do they, the people investigating it, the people that watch it, how are they justifying it? Like, it's such a freaking interesting book, as on top of just being wild, rambunctious, irreverent, subversive. Truly an indie masterpiece. And it wins Free Comic Book Day for me. Did we hit 100 likes? Did we? Hey, Bob from Bullseye's Comics is here. He's like, now it seems around the time Robbie's going to talk about 36 Chamber. We're about to have to really start blazing through some movie reviews. I got a lot of things to talk about, but it's always super cool. All right, let's see. Oh, Brian didn't get to go to Free Comic Book Day. AJ says, Stray Dogs, Free Comic Book Day. When does it take place? Before the first story takes place before Volume 1, I believe, yeah. But then the first issue, the rest of the story is number 1. 101 likes. Hell yeah, Derek. Is it afterwards? Is it supposed to be afterwards? Was that dog in the first? I don't remember. Was that dog in the one? Philip says, really enjoyed Free Comic Book Day. My local comic shop ran out of House of Slaughter before I got there, but I really enjoyed the Avengers issues and Lady Mechanica. Philip, if you still have trouble getting one, just message me on one of the socials. I think we still have them at work. We'll send you one your way if you pay for shipping. Tracy? That's how it's pronounced? Oh, okay. I haven't read my Free Comic Book Day books yet, but Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead issue had the best paper quality. Fable says, there was only one Free Comic Book Day book to get, and that was the Smurfs. I left that for the children. I mean, come on. What grown-ass man's picking up the Smurfs for themselves? Red Room had Juniper, House of Slaughter. We Live, we're all good. Tracy is a Netflix show based off the manga. Watch the series, it's better. Paul says, Red Room, House of Slaughter were the best books. R says, Red Room, House of Slaughter, Stray Dogs, and Batman. Sorello says, House of Slaughter and Stray Dogs were the only 2 Free Comic Book Days I wanted. Alas, no Free Comic Book Day at my LCS. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Nick's Comic says, just caught the first issue of Tales and Techno Horror due to your review. Loved it, Robbie. I'm glad you liked it. You know, it does a great job for what it's trying to do. We have been consistently over 100 here on the live stream for well over 10 minutes. Thank you guys so freaking much. Holy cow. I feel bad because we're about to lose 20 of you, but we're about to take a break. But before we go on a break, y'all, 100 likes, I think for the first time on a Rockin Robbie Live. Maybe the second. And the second time, like, it's the most consistent we've been over 100. Y'all the true heroes. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was brought to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. He was brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun. A nun who had sex with that demon. But Hellboy was raised by Professor Broom. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, rapid fire movie reviews. We're going to be talking about What If, top 5 Danny Boyle movies, show and tell. Y'all, it's been a great night. We love you so much. We also hit a goal. We're going to be opening up Hot Rod tonight. Right there. No, that one. That one. Hot Rod. Opening it up tonight at some point. Be right back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on a Sunday night. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. Join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, we might as well follow Pop Culture Philosophers there. We're also on Instagram. You can follow me at the Rockin Robbie on Twitter, and you can check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. You can support the channel with a super chat over at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine patrons right there. How's everybody doing? Let's see here. Brandon Conkle in the house. He's one of our patrons. So I'm probably overreacting, but the Substack news is bumming me out because I just don't enjoy digital. Anyone else feeling the same way? Then we got Everything Comics, Station Bullseye Bob, saying, another one of our patrons, Brandon, I had heard you will get printed material as well, that it's not just all digital. GoFlow says, Substack sounds destined to fail to me, but who knows? I don't blame the creators for jumping on while they can. Exactly. Brandon says, I was assuming it would be like trade waiting for collected editions. Do you think it will be monthly print books? Dank says, it would actually be really interesting if Substack worked and millions of new comic book readers entered the market and community. Brandon says, yeah, definitely don't blame creators. The big two don't properly compensate. And Dank said, and then we'd be old school, original, diehard fans being surrounded by noobs. We're always old school, diehard fans surrounded by noobs. And noobs become old school, diehard fans. We were all noobs at some point. Bob says, cough, cough. It's a little foggy in this room. Someone open the dang door. All right. Well, okay. To address some of these things. There will be printed editions of this original content. Now, not all of James Tynan's original content will be on Substack. Not all of Jonathan Hickman or Chip Zdarsky or Scotty Young or anybody else that joined up, right? But the work that they do that's exclusive to Substack will be printed later on. Probably in a way like, I would say collected edition, not by issue to issue. At all. I don't think that's the way they're going to go. They'll print it as a graphic novel format. I think someone like Boom or Image or probably Dark Horse will pick it up. Dark Horse seems to be trying to figure out what to do, and they're placing themselves as being the printed publisher for digital content, like with their deal with Comixology. So I would look to them, maybe. But to be honest, the creators can go wherever they want. So there may not just be one deal. It won't be like one publisher making a deal with Substack because Substack doesn't own the publishing rights to this content. So maybe Tynan will go with Image. Maybe they'll go with Boom. Maybe Hickman will go with Boom. Maybe, who knows? But I do not think that Substack is going to bring in new readers. Substack is for readers who are so ingrained into the industry that we are so anal retentive about comic books that we know who the writers and the artists are, right? So they're trying to get a percentage of us. I think the news of Tynan quitting Batman and Joker made it feel like creators were ditching publishing companies, but that doesn't seem true yet. It's not true yet. And honestly, I don't think Substack's going to last too long. But I do not feel like the creators who have jumped over to do certain things. Here's the thing. Nobody is doing exclusive Substack content. Tynan will still be releasing DC books. Nice House on the Lake still got to finish up. DC versus Vampires, and who knows? But he's not exclusive. But I don't think Substack's going to work in the long run. They're spending more money than they're going to get. I don't know how you grow James Tynan's Substack account. Do you know what I'm saying? Because do you think like me and Bueller and Bob and Jim, do you think us weekly comic guys are going to really focus on that? We're not going to subscribe to all these Substacks. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm thinking about the Hickman one, though. But right now, the people that are being driven over, and some people have said this is an Image Comics level event because they've pulled the main guys from Spider-Man, X-Men, and Batman. It was different in the Image days because it was the art that was driving things. And there are no artists attached to this stuff. Now, we know that Mike Del Mundo and Michael Avon Oeming and Mike Huddleston and a few other creators are involved in the writers' things, but the writer now has to pay for that stuff. Will it be on time? Will it be late? What happens when Substack creators start pumping out late? What happens if... So I am a fan of Tynan, Hickman, Zdarsky, Young, Snyder. So I'm going to pay almost $50 a month for their original content and then buy it again later in print, or am I just going to wait? Who's going to cover it? Interesting. Hickman better finish his X-Men Master Plan. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, lots of craziness with all this stuff, right? All right, y'all. We got some bits to get into. First of all, I got some movies I want to talk about. So let's do some movie reviews. So I wasn't here last week. I would have talked about this. Let's talk about Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad by James Gunn. So I was really, really looking forward to this movie, and I thought it was okay. I actually left the theater a little bit disappointed because I really expected a lot. So overall, I thought it was pretty decent. It was fun, but I thought it was a little bit long. I thought that it was overbloated at times, and I thought that some of the jokes ran a little bit too much into the ground. But overall, I think the entire cast did really well. Harley Quinn was fine. Bloodsport was fine. Rick Flag was fine. Peter Capaldi coming in as Thinker. Well, that was all cool. My favorite, it had some cool action, okay? And it had some funny bits. And the thing was that it just felt like if it would have shortened up by like 20 minutes, it would have been a tighter, more punchy film. My favorite character may be John Cena as Peacemaker. But in particular, the way that he works against Idris Elba's Bloodsport. I thought that was a really cool way to portray Bloodsport, right? He was kind of a stand-in for Will Smith's Deadshot, let's be honest. But he was a little bit more engaging. He had a cooler idea. Because Bloodsport in the comics can just like pull any weapon that he desires out of nowhere, right? So they pull it so that he has a suit that he can like make all these different weapons with all these adaptations. That was pretty freaking neat, right? Polka Dot Man was pretty interesting as well, though they did run the bit about his mother a bit too long for me. King Shark is great. There's King Shark doing his best station that he can. So everybody, official station identification. I was disappointed about some things, though. I don't mind all the extra characters in the beginning getting got. That was all cool, but Captain Boomerang gone too soon. Could have been really cool in this movie and the next movie. One of the best characters of the original Suicide Squad film. So sorry that he got the detachable kid based on Arms Fall Off boy. This shit was so freaking funny. Had me cracking up. But the comedic timing wasn't always there for me. Sometimes it felt like things just went a bit too long. Then we got Ratcatcher 2. A lot of people are really into this character. I wasn't really into this character. It didn't do much for me. So I thought the movie was okay. I thought it was decent. But I was actually disappointed because I'm a James Gunn fan. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 are some of the best MCU films, in my opinion. I love Slither. So I love Dawn of the Dead, which he wrote. Zack Snyder directed it, but it's an impossible movie that worked. But I was disappointed. I feel like this is the first time because DC, Warner Brothers, they had a big get when they got James Gunn pulled away from the MCU to do something for DC. And it was a fine enough revitalization of that franchise. But I feel like this was the first time, because he was a big get, that James Gunn wasn't told no very often. And I feel like it hurt the film. I think if you shorten it up 20 minutes, I think it could be a really good film. But I'm going to give Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, 3.5, you digs. What do you give it? I do need to rewatch it, though, because I had high-ass expectations. That being said, 3.5 is not a bad rating. I like the movie. I just don't think it was as good as its potential was. You know what I'm saying? Dank says, I thought it would have worked better as a series with all of the elements. That probably, if you want to give it time, do something like that, right? Jelani says, I loved it. Best DCEU film. That's hard to argue, bro. I don't agree, but that's hard to argue. I felt like it was split up into issues like miniseries, says Paul. Nick's Comics. I really enjoyed Suicide Squad. Saw a bit too much on the trailers. Nice to see characters I don't know too much about. John agrees with Jelani. David says, felt really bad for Starro, just enjoying floating and looking at the stars. The problem is that's not Starro. And the big problem to me, spoilers, Starro gets defeated by rats. You telling me that out of all the decades that Starro's been around since the 60s, all a writer had to do was come up with Ratcatcher coming up to save the day? What the fuck ever. And then they have that long-ass bit of her and her father right at the climax. It slowed it up for me. It had some great moments, though. Logan says, I thought The Suicide Squad was the best DC movie I've seen since the Dark Knight trilogy. Hard to argue that. Fair enough. 62 Lefty Blue says, I've already watched Suicide Squad about 10 times. Reverse Amoeba says, I love Suicide Squad. So much fun. I've watched it 3 times on HBO Max. John Stout gives it 4, you digs. James gives it 4.5, you digs. Zach gives it 4, you digs. Bob gives it 4, you digs. Fable gives it 4. Jelani gives it 5, you digs. A perfect score from Jelani. Patrick's Garage 94 gives it 8 out of 10, which is 4, you digs. Synth Z gives it 4. There you go. GoFlow said, I liked Suicide Squad, but didn't love it, and I agree with your criticisms. 4 out of 5. Jelani's already watched it 4 times. $62 says, next thing that I hear from Robbie's lips is, get out of my yard. And I shake my fist. Next Comics gives it 4, you digs. Ha ha ha. All right. So I watched Suicide Squad a couple weeks ago, but I watched a movie this last week with my lady that was fucking awesome, and I'm ready to talk about it. But before we talk about it, Comic Toby with Super Chat, I would enjoy, I think you're trying to say, your predictive text, I think, messed this up. Mixius Pitalik, though, in the DCMU, that would be actually pretty cool and interesting. The question is, would they get Gilbert Gottfried? So, Kaiser wants to know, is it true that Margot Robbie isn't playing Harley Quinn anymore? I've heard that she's kind of done with the role for a while, and to be honest, that's fine. I think she was better in Birds of Prey. I mean, I like Birds of Prey. I probably a little bit better than this one, to be honest, and I know that's not a popular opinion. But I don't care. It's my opinion, you know? But, like, I think she was inconsequential to this movie and almost kind of held it back. I don't know. I mean, she was fine in the movie. I love the costumes. It's my favorite Harley costume. And don't know, there were bits, but sometimes the movie would derail itself. It's so weird. Like, it probably would have worked better as a series, actually, like 8 episodes. Like, you could have focused on Hartley and the crime lord or whatever. That could have been a whole episode. Like, these things deserve the room to breathe, but they didn't have enough time to let them breathe, so they had too many elements going on. A little bit overblown, in my opinion. All right, I want to talk about another movie, though, because I watched this movie, and I thought it was fucking amazing. So now, let's talk about The Green Knight. So The Green Knight is by David Lowery. I believe he's the director of The Witch. I'm not sure about that. But this is an A24 film. It stars Dev Patel as Sir Gawain. But in this film, it's just Gawain. It's actually Sir Gawain from the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight story. Epic poem type thing, which I had to research after I watched this movie, because this movie blew me the fuck away. First of all, Dev Patel, who I love, Dave Patel, from the Slumdog Millionaire by Danny Boyle. Well, more Danny Boyle references there. Fan-fucking-tastic job. So, basically, he is King Arthur's nephew, and they're all enjoying Christmas one day. And by the way, King Arthur in this movie is done in a very sickly kind of way that is very freaking unnerving. Like, freaking crazy, right? So, they're having Christmas, and then the Green Knight, the enigmatic Green Knight, shows up and says, let's play a Christmas game. I'll let one of you come to me and throw a blow on me. And then a year later, you find me, I get to return the blow. So Dev Patel shows up and he cuts off the dude's head. You see all this in the trailer. He cuts off the dude's head. And then he's like, 1 year hence, come seek me out and I get to return the blow. So basically now he's got to gear up for a year later. He's got to go on this journey to find the Green Knight and let him return the blow. So what this movie does is it sets him on this journey. And on this journey, he's got many companions at times. He's got this fox that talks at one bit. That's really cool. He's got the Green Knight's axe. He goes through all these trials and tribulations. He meets all these people. There's the Lord of the house. There's the Lady of the house. The Lord and the Lady. It's all part of that epic poem. And Dev Patel does such a great job performing this role. Now, in the original story, he's a knight. In this one, he's not a knight yet. But it leads to all this crazy awesomeness. It's a very slow, deliberate, outstanding film. It's atmospheric. It's got an incredible, slow, deliberate tone and pace to it. And it just absolutely fucking blew me away. It was commanding. It was nuanced. It says so much about honor. It says so much about chivalry and what it actually means. Like, this movie's got a lot of weird stretches, I think, about what people think it's about. But to me, what it's about is what the true sense of honor is, which is finding your identity, which is finding you, your place, and your purpose. And it's fan-fucking-tastic, y'all. This movie blows me away. It just made me think so freaking much. I was mentally stimulated for hours after watching this movie. It's been a long road. It's been a long road. But, you know, the last movie I saw pre-pandemic was Bloodsport, and I've seen some movies since, but, you know, they've been horror movies or they've been like these tentpole superhero-y type movies. This was the first, like, cinematic fucking experience of, like, a real story that hit, that was beautifully directed, amazing music, like perfection. The Green Knight. This made me remember what cinema is supposed to be. Y'all, I'm telling you, you gotta check this movie out. The Green Knight, I give 5 ya digs. 5 ya digs. Perfect score. The Green Knight. You gotta fucking watch that movie, y'all. Gotta watch that movie. Jesus. God. It's like, it's a fantasy, but the world that they build is like, it's an exploration. There's some things that are so subtle, they're left unspoken. Like, what is, like, I was racking my brain. What does the scene with the giants mean? But, like, It's amazing. They use practical effects. They use digital effects, but they blend it so well together. It's about the camera movement. It's about the performances from the actor. It's about the line, the dialogue. Like, the fucking script is goddamn so fucking cleverly written. It's amazing. This movie's fucking brilliant. Gotta watch it. It's amazing, y'all. Yo, 5 you digs. I'm ready for this. Here we are, August 15th. 2021. This is the best film I've seen of 2021. That movie's fucking awesome. Y'all need to check it out. All right. Moving on to another movie. All right. In fact, we now pause for station identification. All right. So we did PCP movie night throughout May and early June. It was Crew's choice. Brooks picked Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, and I loved it. Great movie. And that led me to want to watch the rest of the Bruce Lee movies, and we did it. And then Bob came along, and he was like, "Y'all, you got to do Shogun Assassin." And we got into that, and I was like, "Bruh, you're gonna be like my Eastern cinema guru, right?" So, and in particular, I asked Bob. I was like, "Bob, I want to know what are the best Hong Kong kung fu cinema movies to watch." And Bob was like, "What do you want me to do? Just give you a big ass list?" And I was like, "Nah, man. What I really need." What I would love is just one at a time. Just give me a movie to watch. I'll watch it when I get to it. And a couple weeks ago, Bob gave me a movie. And that movie is The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Now, I'm aware of this movie because of Wu-Tang. And I re-listened to that album today. Actually, right before I got on stream, I was listening to that album. And I love it. And I picked up where the bits were from. So that was really cool. So I watched this movie. Bob's leading me through Hong Kong Kung Fu cinema. And the first stop is the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. So let's do it, baby. This was my movie. You know my ritual. Sunday morning. Wake up, smoke a bowl. Watch a movie. So this movie's fucking awesome. Okay. So it stars Gordon Liu, who I know from the Kill Bill movies. He plays two characters, one in each Kill Bill movie. He plays Sante or something like that. It kept cracking me up because I watched it with subtitles even though it was dubbed. I watched it on Amazon Prime. It's on there. I think it's on Netflix too. And dude, Gordon Liu's fucking awesome, man. Like, fucking awesome. And I watched it with a subtitle, so I kept going, is this Santa? Like, what the fuck? But, no. This movie's fucking awesome. Okay. So you can pick a little bit about this movie. So it's about this dude who is in, I guess, I don't know if they're in Hong Kong, but they're somewhere in China, right? And there's this gangster militia type thing that's, terrorizing the town. And he sees all of his friends and his teacher die. And he decides he wants to join the Shaolin and become a Shaolin monk and learn Kung Fu. And so they're like, well, we got 35 chambers here. Where do you want to start? He goes 35, and he starts at the top, and of course gets knocked down. And it's his journey through these chambers, trying to learn this Kung Fu. And each chamber is teaching him an essential bit that he's going to need, whether it's muscle memory or muscle, building up of a muscle or something, or just something mental. And it all has this philosophical meaning to it. And it's absolutely fucking fantastic. Like the movie in the beginning, it takes a minute to really click into it, probably because of some pretty poor dubbing at times, especially in the beginning. But once he gets to the Shaolin Temple and starts training, the movie just becomes a fucking masterpiece. He creates this new weapon, the three-pronged staff or whatever the fuck it is, and yeah, this movie's freaking awesome. I thought it was great. And then, okay, so he eventually rises. He gets challenged by his kung fu, this other teacher, and he's like, in order to get the promotion, he's got to go and he's like got to beat him, and he's trying to figure out how to beat him. And it's movies about respect. It's about discipline. It's about trying to honor what's right. And when he finally reaches the goal, he gets asked, and there he is with the 10 rings of the Mandarin right there. But when it ends, he gets asked, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to create the 36th chamber. I want to go back to my homeland. I want to go back to the community and teach these skills to these dudes. And he does that at the end of the film. It throws it off a little bit. So much of this movie is spent at the Shaolin Temple, and all that is masterful. The sound design, the way that it's edited. There are wide shots on the action. You see all of the stunt work. You see all the amazing footwork. You see everything. It's freaking fan-fucking-tastic. And it made me want to go back to the idea of like being a bit more disciplined with my own spiritual and mental practices. And it was an incredibly inspiring film. It was absolutely fucking fantastic. And I'm going to give the 36th Chamber of Shaolin 4.5 you digs. That movie was fucking awesome. Bob, I love it so much. I know that there's a sequel, and I heard that Gordon Liu plays a new student and someone else plays his character so that he can be the main character again. I heard there's 3 of them, right? I want to watch them. But Bob, I'm ready for the next Kung Fu cinema movie I need. This sold me. 4.5 you digs. It was damn near a masterpiece. The only problem for me was that, honestly, the story in the beginning of the film, the story at the end of the film, felt so disconnected at times to what the heart of the film was. It literally could have just been a story about a dude who thought he was better than he was, but he is good, who starts too high and then has to be brought back down low. It could have all been about the training. I don't know if we needed that framing sequence, because I would have loved more time spent at the actual Shaolin Temple with the training and with the level of training that they're giving him. And what I do love about the end is that he's finding the right people to teach these right skills to, and you see the skills come through in the fighting at the climax of the film, because it's like fight, 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 fight at the end of the film, bruh. So that's pretty fucking cool. So I really like that. And it's got this kind of drive, I guess, towards the end that I do like, but I do like the training bits a little bit better. But I love how they're showing this, and Daniel and the Karate Kid ain't got shit. Like, wax on, wax off, and you're like, oh, it teaches them how to block. Bruh, it's way more intense at the Shaolin Temple. I love it. What do y'all think? That's a fantastic movie. So we got a couple super chats from Comic Toby. Comic Toby, the Comic Prince. Have you seen the one when he fights like a girl? Which one? What? Gordon Liu? What does that mean? Everything Comic says, Comic Toby, you mean Fist of the White Lotus. Okay, he knows what he means. Speaking of Everything Comics, he says, RZA built a whole philosophy on it. Hell yeah. James says, I went to watch Shogun Assassin and 6 different movies popped up. Wasn't sure which one to watch. It's on the only way that I know to stream it is on the Criterion channel. John Holshoe, Hammer Time, Station. John says, I bought the Lone Wolf and Cub Criterion Blu-ray set because of the PCP review. And it comes with Shogun Assassin. You know what, John? You should have been on that review. You would have loved that movie. We should have got you on that. We're going to get John on more. Bob says this movie is pure fire, fire, fire. Yul Brynner's distant cousin, 62. I said that when I was watching it. I was like, I looked at Jamie. Jamie watched it with me. She really liked it too. And I was like, he looks like he's related to Yul Brynner. And she's like, who's Yul Brynner? And I was like, oh, Magnificent Seven, Westworld, The King and I, Ten Commandments. GoFlow says, dude, just watched Shogun Assassin because of your review, and it was so damn good. I'll be definitely watching the 36 Chamber soon. Yo, I got to give all the credit to Bullseye Bob at Everything Comics. He pointed me in the direction. Bob, send me the next one. I'm ready. I want more. This movie's fucking awesome. The sound design, the ting, king, 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 like the pacing of it, the fighting. Oh my fucking God. Like, I'm going to be so fucking critical of action movies now, having watched this Hong Kong shit that you're showing me, and fucking John Wick, and even some of the Fast and Furious movies where they're showing like the wide angle, no cuts, no, like, I just, for the longest time, I was like, y'all, this is just how it is. This is just how fighting's going to be. No, it doesn't have to be that way. Things can be better. It's one thing to be positive. You know, we always try to be positive, insightful, and entertaining here at PCP. It is literally the tenets of PCP. Positivity, insightfulness, and entertainment. But it can be better. Yeah, life is good, but it can be better. I renounce my wish. Alistair. Did he just... Okay. What's up, everybody? I'm 3 movies I wanted to review tonight, man. I think that did good. Bob says that movie's a solid 4.5. Yeah, it's super. It's like it's the highest level of 4.5, bro. The only thing that takes me back is just the framing bit. I didn't think was actually necessarily needed. The whole revenge thing, like, I get it. It's a good motivation for that guy to go there, but like, it could have been handled. I don't know. I'm excited. Are the sequels good, Bob? Bob, let me know right now. Are the sequels good? Are they worth it? Return and Disciples, right? Dank says, the guy with the twin blades and 36 chambers was the same actor that played the gay tailor in the Kung Fu Hustle. I've never seen that one. I keep hearing, my lady keeps talking about that one. Bob says, PCP should get royalties for every movie sold because of your reviews. Huh. Brandon says, the movie looks amazing. I'm definitely going to check it out. I will hold you. John says, PCP is a very positive, happy show. Just do not mention Ben Affleck to Jelani. David points out that positivity, insightfulness, and entertainment, the goal of PCP is pie. Bob says they are their own movies. I would call them loosely sequels. Okay. Jelani says we need to review Kung Fu Hustle. Hell yeah. All right. It's like we've gotten to the bit now at PCP where like it literally is like, just don't even fucking mention Ben Affleck if Jelani's around. Or apparently Fast and Furious. You need to watch Shaolin Soccer followed by Kung Fu. That's what I hear, Dank. The second is better than the third, but nowhere near what 36 Chamber is, which, by the way, I still call Master Killer. Yeah, it was released as Master Killer at some point, and one of the guys in Wu-Tang is Master Killer. Master Killer, but there's a Wu-Tang guy named Master Killer. God, I'm not even a fucking dad. I guess I'm a cat dad. Travis jumping in for Ben Affleck. Travis, why even mention? You just wait. You're about to get a response. All right. It's time for the newest bit here at Rockin Robbie Live. And it's a little segment I want to call What If We Talk About What If. So for the next few minutes, there will be some spoilers, I guess, for What If, but like, honestly, what does that even fucking matter? Anyway, it's time for our newest bit. What if we talk about what if? All right, the first episode of What If came out. I thought it was pretty decent, to be honest with you. First of all, I'm a huge fan of What If, the comic book series. I grew up reading comics in the late 80s and into the 90s and beyond, into the Omniverse. But I really fucking liked What If. Like, I've always liked What If, right? So, like, I collected those issues. I'm still collecting those issues. I'm trying to complete a run of What If right now. So if anybody can help Station, throw them my way. I'll send you my P.O. box. I ain't got one, but whatever. But I have a lot of What If comic books, and I love them, and I adore them. So I was excited for this, but it's a What If that's more specifically, thrown towards the fans of the movies, right? And you can say that it spins out of the idea of what was revealed at the end of Loki season 1 with the multiverse kind of coming back up, right? But I liked for the first issue. The first episode. So, like, the whole idea is that what if certain things happened differently? And the first episode dealt with what if Peggy became Captain Carter? What if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? And they bring back Haley Atwell. They bring back a few other people to do the voices. Stanley Tucci's there, but I know that Tommy Lee Jones didn't show up. I don't think Chris Evans actually did Steve Rogers, but whoever did Steve Rogers did a really good impersonation. And it was obviously not Hugo Weaving to do the Red Skull, but whoever did it did a good impersonation. It was probably the guy that did them in Avengers Endgame, if I had to guess, but I don't really know. But I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. Captain Carter. I was like, this was your opportunity to say something like Captain Britain, but they didn't. It was just Captain Carter. But it was cool. It was a character we've seen in the comic books before, solid in Ahmed's Exiles run, so maybe her first appearance is going to be spec'd on or something. But I thought it was cool. It kind of hit all of the beats of Captain America, the first Avenger, but with Carter, it did a little bit of things different, like she saved Bucky at the train heist or whatever. There was the death of Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers becomes the Hydra Stomper because Howard Stark develops his own fucking Iron Man armor, and little tiny Steve Rogers can get into it, but the love story's still there and is kind of touching. Red Skull's cool in it. He's actually, I think, better and more threatening in this one than he was in the first Avenger. So that's cool, because I just thought that in the original movie for Captain America, the first Avenger, the Red Skull wasn't really a good threatening bad guy. He was just kind of an asshole, right? He was kind of, he was an asshole. I mean, he wasn't really a Nazi, but he was an asshole, right? But in this one, he's like threatening. He's got this big like reveal that he's trying to bring out this like tentacled elder god, Lovecraftian type fucking thing. And that was a cool bit at the end there. Captain Carter winds up sacrificing herself, getting lost in time into another dimension, and comes back and blah, 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 blah in the real time. They have mentioned that they're going to keep doing the Captain Carter stuff in each season, kind of anchor it. There's rumors that we're going to see Haley Atwell as Captain Carter in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I hope so. It's a really cool character. It's a really cool interpretation of that story. So story-wise, I thought it was solid. Voice acting, I thought it was super solid. Animation, I loved it. Like, I know I've seen a lot of people say that, first of all, it was too slow and it was too boring, whatever. No. Like, not to me. Like, it was a very breakneck pace. If anything, it was too fucking fast. This was not slow. You know what I'm saying? They fit the entire first Avenger movie, Captain America, into like 30 fucking minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, and like did it very quickly and added new elements to it. I thought it was really cool. I thought I liked it. The animation I really liked. So it's kind of like nowadays hand-drawn line animation is just not going to happen as much, right? But 3D animation is the way to go. But this kind of like was the best of both worlds. It reminded me of things like Titan AE, you know, just a little bit like a more modern version. Like Titan AE, one of the most undersung and underappreciated animated films of all time is Titan AE. If you learn one fucking thing from me here tonight, it's that Titan AE is like underappreciated, undervalued, okay? Anyway, I really liked the animation. I thought it was super cool. I liked the voice acting. Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher. I was disappointed we didn't get enough of the Watcher, I guess, you know, but I was wanting a little bit more than just a couple like silhouettes. Like, I'll be honest, I wanted a little bit more Watcher. I could dig on that. I'd like a little bit more Watcher. Aside from that, I really liked the episode. I thought it was super fucking cool. I love the animation. I love the music. I love the sound design. I love the concept, and I'm excited. I'm down. I'm done. I'm down. For you digs. For you digs for episode 1. What if Peggy Carter became Captain Carter? What if she got the super soldier serum? I loved it. How many you digs do you give the first episode of What If? And what did you think about it? And that we just answered the question. What if? We talked about. What if? Could have had more Watcher. Could have had more Watcher. Let's just say that. Let me back up and see what people are saying. Delaney says Captain Carter can get it. Oh, man. No, I have never reviewed Drunken Master by Jackie Chan. I've never seen it. I know it's something Bob mentioned one time. I'm going to go with Bob. Bob's going to guide me through all this shit. Trust me. What's up, Billy Power Max? You looking jacked, bro. You must have been hitting them deadlifts. Red Skull was such an asshole. Happy birthday, Joe Slag. Station. Hitler was like, I know people think I'm bad, but that Red Skull. If I mention Ben Affleck, Fast and Furious, and Nick Spencer, Spider-Man all in the same sentence, will chat melt down? No, we're good. What'd y'all think of What If, though? Sebastian Shaw was no good. Was that Sebastian Shaw? Was that actually him? Sebastian Stan? I mean, yeah. What was the Red Skull thinking? Cthulhu will do whatever I tell him. Well, anybody that calls on a Lovecraftian elder god, an old one, always thinks that somehow they're going to bend, like, they'll reward me. No. I love how Red Skull got like that, man. He's done. Oh, I see all the Titan AE love. Oh, station. All right. You ready for this? An exclusive announcement because I just thought of it. Titan AE is the first PCP movie night of 2022. I just wrote it down. We'll see if I remember it. Y'all remind me. But yeah, for real, we're doing it. It's the rotoscope animation that defines it. It feels like it's rotoscope, right? It feels old school Disney almost. But the colors are very nuanced. TM Nerdy loves Titan AE. Jelani says it was ahead of its time. KB says, heck yeah. 62 says that's a classic. Fuck yeah. All right, Nick's Comics didn't really like it. Says 2.5 you digs. Jelani says 4.5 you digs. Oh, we got Mike in the house. Yeah. So Station 316 says Titan AE. Commit to the bit, bro. Bobby says 4.5 you digs. Albert says 4.5. See a Dream says 4 you digs. GoFlow says 3.5. Kirby says 3.5. No, I have not read Twisted Dark by Neil Gibson. I have not read that one, no. Do you see Captain Carter being in live action? Yeah, I could see them doing that. I don't know how many people watched the 2 seasons they did of Agent Carter, but it was really freaking good, and I think they could do it. Now, here's the thing, though. She was physically bigger, so what would they do? But there are rumors that she is appearing. Now, if she appears, if you're doing the multiverse of madness in the Omniverse, did he say make? He said make him up. He did. Write him up. All right. Yeah, I could see it for just a tiny little bit. All right. We now pause for station identification. All right, it's time for show and tell. First of all, I get asked all the time, have you read this? Have you read that? I've read a lot. I haven't read everything, though, right? So people ask me if I've read 2000 AD and shit like that. Well, I've read some of the Judge Dredd stuff. I've read things here and there. But there are a few series at 2000 AD that I really, really like from Alan Moore. And I want to show them off. I have these almost oversized trade paperback editions that released in the early 2000s. But if you can find these, or however they're collected, there is the complete Ballad of Halo Jones. This book is fucking awesome. That's if you really like Alan Moore and you want to go beyond just the typical stuff like Watchmen, V for Vendetta, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and Swamp Thing and whatnot, the complete Ballad of Halo Jones, however it's collected today. There is the complete DR and Quench. That's a fun one. Really like that one. Very subversive. And a very high concept for Halo Jones, which I really, really like. And then we got Skiz. This one's all right. I remember not liking this one as much as the other ones. I haven't read these in ages. But Skiz is okay. I remember it not liking it as much as I like those other two. All right, we were talking about Hong Kong cinema and shit. So Mike, the voice Matthews, Mike06, part of the Excitable PCP crew who's here tonight, gave me this. It's a DVD. So it's got the real Bruce Lee. It's like a documentary. Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. That's a documentary. Fist of Fury, which we've seen. But then it's got Street Fighter, Return of the Street Fighter, and Sister Street Fighter. I have never seen those. I've heard a lot about them. True Romance. Then it's also got Shogun's Ninja, Ninja Wars, and Rage of the Masters. I've never seen any of these except for that Bruce Lee bit right there. I showed this off last week on PCP Movie Night, but Mike hooked me up with this, and I got the Ecto-1 Kenner Classics from Hasbro. This is a replica of the original Ecto-1. I'm super excited about that. Just picked this up yesterday. This is one of the best things I've gotten in a good long while to me. This is the classic Star Trek bridge set. I always wanted this. It's the original crew. Captain Kirk, Spock, Dr. McCoy, Scotty, Sulu, Uhura, and Chekhov. All in that Playmates good bit on a bridge set in cardboard in a box. It's going to go right next to my Dream Team, baby. They're numbered. What is the number on this? Let's see. Because it's a limited number thing. You know how it goes. And I'm still I don't think I'm going to open this. I'd love to have an open one, but I don't think I'm going to open this. Individually numbered. Usually it's set different. Is that the number, though? The stock number? It can't be. Usually it looks different. Maybe that is the number. If it is, it's 6,090. They wouldn't print each and every single one. Usually there's a sticker. Maybe somebody took it off. Oh, there it is. There's the goddamn. It's on the very front. So out of 190 or 150,000 of these made, this is 40,961. Nice. But I got it. That looks amazing. Thank you, Jelani. My boy had a strain called Sonny Chiba knocking on your ass, I bet. Comic Toby again with Super Chat. What if the Watcher lost an eye? What would happen? I guess nothing, because that's what's happened since then. Ha! Thank you, buddy. All right, next up is the final 9. We're going through my Blu-ray collection. So we got some newbies, and the bunch of these are new. We didn't do last time. So here we go. We got the Amityville Horror #1. That's from Scream Factory. We also got part 2, The Possession. Love it. Then we got Amityville 3D. And yes, John, if you're still here, we got to watch this one on your 3D projector. From Vinegar Syndrome, we have the Amityville Horror 4, The Evil Escapes. Love these covers coming up. Then we've got Amityville 1992, It's About Time. Like I said, love these covers. You see a theme? They're all different colors. Then we got Amityville, A New Generation. And then Amityville Dollhouse. Ooh, look at that. Going to the MCU, there's the first Ant-Man film. I don't have the second one, Ant-Man and the Wasp, actually. And then we're going to wrap it up tonight with Final 9 with Argo. Ben Affleck, Jelani. One of his best films. All right, and if you don't agree, Argo, fuck yourself. Is it real? I don't think... Is this real? Yeah, I'm not going to open the bridge. If I get another one, I'll open it. I'd like to have them open, but like that's just a cool set to have. Yeah, I like it. All right, that was Show and Tell. That was the show. Thank you so much. We had a great time. We love you. What's coming up here on the channel? Thursday night, we have David Pepose on the channel. He's about to launch the OZ issue #2 on Kickstarter in just a matter of days. And he's going to be joining us to talk about that and a whole lot more Thursday night. We're off Friday night for PCP Movie Night, but there's the Horror Fest schedule. We're starting the first Friday in September. Dylan's Horror Show's rolling on through, though, with a look at Jeepers Creepers. And maybe part 1 and 2. Maybe part 1, 2, and 3. I don't fucking know. He needs to let me know. But by the way, he is feeling a lot better than he was yesterday. Jim Mint, join me over at Jim Mint Collectibles as I share my top 10 comic books with him every single week. It's super, super fun. All right, y'all. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let Taco Bell know that you want the Mexican pizza back. Let them know. Let them fucking know. Station. All right, so I tried these chocolate caramel crunch from Captain Crunch, and I'll be honest, it's pretty good. I'll be honest. I don't think that Captain Crunch historically does very well with their chocolate cereal undertakings. I mean, honestly, Chocolate Crunch, chocolate strawberry, chocolate caramel, pretty good. Why? Because they get to lean into the caramel flavor. Is there anything chocolatey about this? No. It tastes like Caramel Crunch. Chocolate, no. I got to dock it for that. But that being said, if you like Captain Crunch, you like that texture, you like that flavor, you're going to get that with a little bit of caramel punch and a very slight gleam of chocolate. I would give this 3.5 you digs. You know, Steph likes to keep me honest. He goes, did I miss the top 5 Danny Boyle films? No, I missed it. So let's do it right now. Top 5 Danny Boyle films. At number 5, Sunshine. I really like this film. It's Cillian Murphy and it's Chris Evans. It's like this nice sci-fi kind of thing. And the third act, it kind of becomes like the slasher film, but I actually overly really like it. It's better on repeated viewings. At number 4, I got The Beach. This is a weird stretch of a movie, but I like it. Tilda Swinton, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's got Blur in the soundtrack. It's got some interesting bits. It's a little odd, a little quirky, and it works for me as an experiment. At number 3, we got Trainspotting. This movie's great. A great look at addiction, a great look at the youth, a great look at trying to understand your place in this world, and it's funny, and it's nuanced, and it's real, and it launched a lot of careers. At number 2, 28 Days Later, which is winning right now the PCP Army Horror Fest audience pick movie poll over at the PCP Army on Facebook. I really like this film. It reinterpreted the zombie film into a new age, a new direction, a new era, and I really, really liked it. And at number 1, Slumdog Millionaire, Dev Patel, an amazing performance. It really feels dated because it's tied into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it's such a great love story. It's very colorful. It's got an amazing soundtrack, and it's absolutely my favorite Danny Boyle film I've ever seen. So to recap, at number 5, Sunshine. At number 4, The Beach. At number 3, Trainspotting. At number 2, 28 Days Later. And at number 1, Slumdog Millionaire. That was my top 5 favorite Danny Boyle films. All right, we're going to open up this hot rod that nobody asked me to, but we're going to do it. Let's do it. It's part of the 86 line. Let's cut all the little bits, the rubber bands. You know, I still haven't transformed the Optimus Primal yet. It's still just up there. Okay. Hold on, a bit of trouble. I'm trying to get a hold of the band on the chest without... Oh, there we go. I want to scrape the paint when I cut it. There we go. So first of all, he's got the Allspark shit and the different hands and the gun and all that shit, right? But there he is, right there. In his robot form. Hot Rod. Responsible for the death of Optimus Prime. But still a cool figure. I'm really debating the Optimus Prime. We're going to have to crowdfund that one, man. Like, that one's way too fucking expensive for me. But cool to have a Hot Rod. So that's neat. Right? That's neat. All right, we're doing a taste test. I got a Kit Kat Fruity Cereal Blend. This is basically Fruit Loops as a Kit Kat. I have not had one of these yet. I bought this like a couple weeks ago. I told Mike I was going to wait to do it here on the chat. So here we go. Now, Kit Kat has experimented with some flavors. The apple pie one's really fucking good. The key lime one's not bad. But this one's supposed to taste like Fruit Loops. First of all, Fruit Loops is not necessarily my favorite cereal, but I do like it. So let's see. It smells like Fruit Loops. I love the color. It gets a nice like pink color. Let's see. A Fruit Loops Kit Kat, basically. I think it tastes more like Trix than Fruit Loops. Now, it says fruity cereal, but it shows a loopy fruity cereal on the box or on the package. You think Fruit Loops, but it does taste like Fruit Loops, but Trix and Fruit Loops have a similar taste. Fruity Pebbles as well. Wow. Not bad. I'll be honest. It captures the taste. It has a creaminess to it, which helps. It has the texture and the crunch of the wafers and the different layers of chocolatey goodness. Or not chocolatey goodness, but just sugary goodness. It performs the job that a Kit Kat does with having that different flavor. I like the idea that they went with a cereal flavor. I'd like to see more. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Something like that, Cocoa Puffs maybe, like some kind of different, like take this. It tastes like Trix, tastes like Fruit Loops, and it's the texture of a Kit Kat. It does exactly what it's trying to do. Is it better than a regular Kit Kat? No, nothing's better than a regular Kit Kat dipped in peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter. That being said, for you digs. For you digs. For the fruity cereal Kit Kat. Yeah. Y'all been great. Thank you.